bad.
The
At the
only
330 mark,
unfortunate
we
casualty
forfeit,
to
okay?
Netero's poor man's rose is Komugi, who ends up dying out of her own choice in order to spend her dying moments with Meruem. 5 million people would have died if Netero didn't make the necessary preparations to take out Meruem. This also would have been the case if Netero and the other hunters would have taken the task to defeat the Chimera ants, as on selection day 99% of these citizens would have died after forcibly initiating their net. In chapter 251 we learn about how the Chimera ants are sorting through 500,000 people per day with a 1% survival rate.
I'm gonna try to put this right.
5,000 people who have successfully initiated their net. They are
he's got again.
human cocoons waiting to be hatched into nen weapons. Meruem will use these against mankind as his pawn.
Oh, nice.
And most likely they will be controlled by Pito's nen. If Netero and the other hunters' plans have failed, then Meruem and his army of controlled nen users would have invaded the rest of the world. I've mentioned all of this to disprove the notion that Netero was wrong in his encounter against Meruem.
No, it's not.
It is easy to say that Netero was cruel or even selfish.
Yeah, you know the placements already, bro.
When Meruem
Well, I
just
do.
wanted to sit and exchange words.
That was
But after all of this,
that
you
was
understand that a lot was on the line for Netero. Meruem as a character was seeking
No, it's
identity
not.
and to learn more about himself. He was struggling between his human side and his
Try to pass it left.
side. After learning and gaining some humanity through his interactions with Komugi and Netero, Meruem decides that he isn't going to kill all of humanity like he had planned, but instead he is going to rule over them as a fair and just king, and he will only kill a select few who he deems unworthy of him. Meruem has become more human.
Alright, so
but it
we
isn't a complete
forfeit?
180 change. It's because his actions when he first appeared was so polarizing and so
We have to wait. So at the 330 mark, that's when we can forfeit.
Humanity, it feels like a total change in his character. He is still far from being a
Unless you want to like continue.
This is why Netero must defeat him. It is not for the sake of Netero wanting to fight a strong opponent.
Really
it is
fucking
rather
good.
for the survival of humanity. He only behaves the way that he does after the poor man's rose is
just
detonated
passed it.
because he knows that he is dying. So he sees no point in continuing on with his ambitions. So instead he decides to spend his final moments with the one person that he loves. Even if Netero were to have sat down and exchanged words with Meruem, there is no way that he could have convinced him not to enslave the human race. This is ultimately a struggle for power. When the world leaders were threatened by the existence of the Chimera ants, they hired Netero as a glorified exterminator to get rid of the pests.
I'm lagging.
The battle
I'm
between
actually
Netero
lagging.
and Meruem begins in chapter 287.
Alright, yeah, let's get out of here.
298. It begins with Meruem telling Netero that he doesn't stand a chance, and there is really no need for him to hurry towards his death. He says this not because he is underestimating him like Netero assumes,
Alright,
but rather
let's
because he
do
knows
this.
that Netero
If they
is
have
aware of this fact.
over 3
Meruem
goals
even
at
tells
the
him that it
330
is
mark, we forfeit,
counterintuitive
okay?
for him to fight for the sake of humanity. The
Like,
world is
they're
being
beating
run
us
by
over 3
selfish
goals. Like,
individuals
if
who
it's like
partition
3-2,
between
then nah.
several different borders. He describes that on the border to the right-hand side, children are starving to
There's some
death,
people on
while
this
the
shit
borders
that
to
are
the
like
left-hand
fucking
side, idle leaders
crack,
are feasting
bro.
with excess. Meruem describes this as madness,
And me?
I totally
don't know
agree
how.
with him,
Like I
because
always
the
make
way
it
that
on
he wants to
in
enact
this
change
rank,
onto the world that
but I don't know how to
disagree
do,
with.
and I'm
He
not even
states
that
he
good.
will destroy all of
You
the
see?
borders and create an equal world, a world where nobody is living to excess. Meruem describes his plans to Netero. He has incredible power and he has learned what his power should be used for. He decides that it is there to protect the weak who deserve to live, and it doesn't exist to oppress others, like how the leaders of the world have been oppressing other nations through the threat of nuclear war, by strong-arming their way into positions of power, by instilling fear into their adversaries who dare to oppose the current way of the world. But this isn't the case with Meruem. He has far more power than any of the leaders of the world, and he wants to use this power to bring about a somewhat positive change to the world. Netero even states that this is quite a situation, as you can see that Meruem is wavering between his human side and his ant side. Netero states that he has to choose between one of them. Meruem objects to fighting Netero, and he says that he will stay in this spot and sit down and wait for them. His human side is depicted through Netero seeing Meruem hold on to an injured Komugi, who is damaged by the Dragon Dive ability that was unleashed earlier. He is shocked to see this monster being concerned and caring for the life of a frail girl, while on the other hand, his monstrous side is depicted through when he had eaten the flesh of a child. But regardless of the side that Meruem eventually settles upon, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change the task that Netero has come here to do. He has been ordered to exterminate and destroy the ants. So before his heart starts to waver,
What the fuck happened here with me?
This man fucking sent you to the moon.
Yeah, did you see that?
Yeah.
Nen ability. He strikes him with the first hand, despite his attack being a direct
Bro,
hit, only causes
it hasn't
Meruem
even
to
been a
spurt
fucking
blood.
minute yet.
Meruem still
We're already
wants to sit
3-0.
down and talk with Netero, but this time Netero strikes him with the third hand, but his attack is blocked by Meruem. and he expresses his anger through his Ren. Through this display of Ren, he demonstrates a small portion of his aura, but it is enough for Netero to double the distance that he usually retreats. Netero's persistence and his determination to battle Meruem was brushed aside so easily, as if he was ironically an ant. Meruem still wants to exchange words, but Netero is frustrated because the king is in no position to negotiate with him. But that's when Netero realizes that he can persuade Meruem to fight through words by stating that he knows the king.
Oh, this man was fucking chasing my ass, bro.
If the king can make Netero admit defeat, then he will tell him his name. Finally, in chapter 290, Meruem agrees to fight, but only enough to satisfy him. He will not go all out in order to kill Netero. It may appear that Meruem is underestimating Netero, as he says that it's not going to take him too long. But this really isn't the case.
He's after me
so
now!
incredibly powerful. It's like Tadashi inverted the relationship between actual size ants and humans in this character called Meruem. The best way to describe it is placing Netero in the position of a small ant, and with Meruem being in the position of the human who is about to crush the ant with his oversized foot. Because of Netero's incredible strength, he had usually waited for the opponent to make the first move, but for the first time in a long while, he charges towards Meruem after gaining his approval to fight. Netero immediately unleashes the 99th hand, an ability which reminds me of Jotaro's standard ability from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. During this battle, Netero actually realizes that it became routine procedure for him to shake the hand of the loser and to accept their gratitude for teaching them a lesson. But this is not the outcome of a battle that he had wanted after hours upon hours of training. He realizes that he instead had dreamed to actually give his heart and soul to a battle against an unstoppable adversary.
Holy shit.
That Netero's pursuit of growth and evolution was stunted because he couldn't find someone worthy enough to fight against. He didn't go into this battle having realized this. He realized this during his battle with Meruem. He initially fought against Meruem because he was a threat to the survival of humanity, and primarily because Netero was ordered by the world leaders to kill Meruem. But indirectly, through this battle, Netero has finally found what he was looking for. Eventually, the two of them fall beneath the ground into an underground structure, which Netero describes as Meruem's grave. At the end of chapter 291, Netero expresses his gratitude, as he states that he is lucky and thankful for everything that has led him to this point, all of the events that have occurred that have ultimately led him to this fight against Meruem. The two of them begin to exchange back and forth attacks, with Netero successfully maintaining the distance between himself and the king.
I'm just happy we got one win, bro.
Meruem could barely follow the after images that Netero was producing. It had left Meruem feeling admiration for his enemy. Despite all of the attacks that Netero had unleashed upon Meruem, they had no effect on him. Meruem tells Netero that he is a rare example of a human who has transcended beyond his limits, and he has done so through effort alone. He commends Netero, but Netero responds with anger. You could say that Netero's pride is angered here, and his feelings of superiority have been crushed by Meruem. I
should have gone for that. That was my bad.
That Meruem thinks that he is so far above the rest of humanity, but instead he is just a smug little insect. Netero continues to attack Meruem while Meruem continues to close the distance between the two.
You gotta try and fly though, bro. I got left always goes.
But every time he manages to close the distance, he is smacked away by Netero's ability. Netero's 100 type Bodhisattva is the only ability that he has that can surpass Meruem's speed. But the king isn't concerned by this because the ability actually does little to no damage to him. Meruem begins to enjoy his battle against the chairman, as he starts to treat it like one of his warriors, trying to tactically come up with a strategy to defeat his opponent. It appears that not only is Meruem enjoying the battle, so is Netero. The battle between the two of them, as Netero describes, is a battle of endurance and concentration. Any lapse of judgment from either of them will result in their bodies being torn limb from limb. This results in Netero feeling a constant pressure to perform at his best. He will try to prolong the fight as long as he can until he has exhausted all of his options.
Oh, that's in?
Then at that point, Netero states that Meruem will meet his end. Netero sadistically smiles as he is taunting the king to try and checkmate him, but in retaliation he has yet to show him his ability called the Zero Hand. After
that was a save too.
Of attacks with each other, Meruem started to feel a dull internal ache. That is until
those unlucky saves, bro.
Meruem was able to pass the arms of Netero's Nen ability. He believes that he has done enough to satisfy Netero's urge to battle. He tells him to stop the bleeding through his leg and to tell him his name. It appears that this is the end of the battle, as he says that he has done well for a human. Meruem says that it was inevitable that Netero would have been struck by one of his attacks, because his attacks are flawless, but Netero's defenses are not perfect. He credits his foresight to his games that he has played with Komugi. Meruem states that next he will target target Netero's left arm.
Oh, I got
At this
bumped.
point, Netero realizes that this is probably the last moments of his life. The exchange of blows that occurs next is so incredibly fast that it occurs in less than a minute.
still have only
The
3
blows that they
seconds.
exchange within this short period of time had exceeded over 1,000. This continues until Meruem is able to deduce the flaws in Netero's moves. He finds a slight bias in the way that Netero is exhibiting his offensive style. He attributes this way of attacking to habitual behavior. It is through this habitual behavior and this bias which exists within Netero's abilities that he is able to find a weak spot. He capitalizes upon this and is able to once again slit through the Nen Aura arms.
Nice, bro!
And this
I guess we're not leaving then.
Promise of severing Netero's left arm. It is at this point when Netero unleashes his final ability.
Damn, that
Zero.
fucking
In this
dunk.
one final
Woo!
attack, Netero focuses every last ounce of his aura. It is described as a merciless roar emitting from a merciful goddess. Predictably, it is evident that not even this ability is able to injure Meruem. This attack drains Netero of all of
guess
the
we are
energy that
leaving.
he has. He appears to be incredibly frail. Meruem describes the stature between the two of them. He states that he is the future of his species, and on top of this,
Hey,
he is
man,
their king,
click the
while
forfeit.
Netero is one of
Oh,
many.
shit.
There was no chance for him to win. He states that the entire existence of the Chimera ant species was focused on its end point of evolution, which was the birth of Meruem, whereas humanity as a species focuses on diversity. Evolution is not focused upon a singular being, but rather on individuals themselves. And it's for this reason that no single individual could have faced off against the peak of evolution and had expected to win. Meruem even realizes that through assimilating humans, it disrupts the ants' command structure, as the Chimera ants that are birthed from humans are far more individualistic and do not work for the betterment of the colony. It appears that Meruem is continuing to underestimate the persistence for survival that humans have. Despite using up all of his aura, it appears that Netero still has one last thing left to do. But before this, he reveals to the king that his name in fact is Meruem. Netero, even in his final moments, refuses to succumb to the fear and absolute power of Meruem. He remains defiant, and this shocks Meruem. Netero tells him that he has no idea. Meruem knows nothing of the bottomless malice which exists within the human heart. Even a being as incredibly powerful as Meruem is able to feel the fear behind these words. Meruem, who is at the peak of his existence and his youth, is made to feel fear by an old man who is frail and has nothing left to live for. And in his final moments, Netero's facial expressions exhibit this
welcome to
malice
Diamond.
which Netero had just described. Netero
What the fuck happened here?
stopping it from beating. It is revealed that when his heart stops beating, the poor man's rose, the bomb within his body, will detonate. The poor man's rose is described as a chemical explosive weapon.
Yeah, these guys
of
are a lot
destruction,
easier,
and
bro.
it is one of the most dangerous and powerful weapons to exist within the world. The bomb is small, cheap, but
I just
lethal.
flipped the wrong way.
Once it was developed, it was mass-produced across the world. And ironically, after the bomb is detonated, the mushroom cloud forms into the shape of a rose,
bro.
which strangely symbolizes beauty after destruction. Togashi explains in chapter 298 that the poor man's rose had been detonated over 10 times, and it has taken the lives of over 5 million people. This is approximately the same number of lives that the Chimera ants were willing to kill during their selection. Eventually, an international treaty was established to ban the production of the poor man's rose, but 80% of the countries had refused to get rid of their bombs or to ban the use of detonating existing roses. Years later, there still remain hundreds of thousands of poor man's roses waiting to be detonated. And it is here where Togashi draws a parallel between the ants and the humans, stating, were we so different after all? How was it that Netero was not able to consider this
Oh,
before
no.
he detonated the
I wasn't ready for that pass, bro.
Humanity exhibits the same level of malice,
I saw
if not
that.
more than the Chimera ants.
So I was
especially
bumping
when
him,
it
right?
comes to their
And
tendency
once I
to
saw
hurt
that, it
other
was already way
species or
too
even
late.
their own kind, all for the sake of survival. I do understand
Yeah, I didn't know
and
where I was gonna
appreciate
go.
that this arc is very
No, that's
divisive
a good
amongst
pass.
fans
That's a
of
good
the
pass.
series.
Keep
As
on
some
trying to
believe
do
the
that.
beginning portions
That's
to
my
be
fault.
really dragged out and slow, as well as being uninteresting. But I personally cannot agree with this. I don't see how the premise of giant man-eating ants being uninteresting. From the very beginning of this arc, I was looking forward to the birth of the king. I was eagerly anticipating the arrival of Meruem, having no idea what he would look like. We were just promised that he would be the peak of the evolutionary chain of the Chimera ants. This was enough to keep me captivated for the story. As well as this, I was clinging on to some hope that Kite could be revived. That is until I had seen Kite's head on Neferpito's lap. And from this moment onward, I was interested to see how Gon would react after finding out that Kite has indeed died. And this is just a very small example of some of the plot points
were
which kept
fucking
me
cheeky.
invested into the story of this arc. And as you know, the highlights of this arc for me were Gon's confrontation with Neferpito, how Meruem had developed humanity through his relationship with Komugi, how we see the character development of the royal gods, and how each of them reacted differently to Meruem coming to learn more about the world and humans. But ultimately, all three of them had wanted the best for Meruem. But the difference is, each of them have a very different and unique way of serving the king, which is unique to their own mindset.
Bro.
And of course, the battle between Meruem versus Netero, which is easily one of the best anime fights.
If you want to play something else, tell me, man.
It's one of the most
open to anything.
transformations.
I just started playing Rocket League because you didn't answer.
And through all of these great and epic moments, we get questions of
morality
and comparisons of how humans are no different to the monsters that they are afraid of, as well as discussions of the lengths that a species will go to in order to survive. One thing that became very evident from my first Hunter x Hunter video was that a lot of people didn't like the presence of the narrator during this arc. I didn't feel like the narrator was interrupting the flow of the story. Events in this arc occurred in such a short amount of time that the narrator breaking down and explaining the events that have occurred is better than having no explanation at all. In the end, I feel like the narrator's presence was more impactful to the events that were occurring. I love the moments when the narrator was present, especially during those moments where time had slowed down. It helped to build anticipation and even tension for events that were about to unfold. I am aware that a lot of people didn't like the narrator constantly being there, but I personally enjoyed it a lot. As this arc was unfolding, I began to really like Meruem as a character. As well as this, Netero had become one of my favourite characters in the series after learning more about him from the Chimera Ant arc. In addition to this, it was devastating to see the bond between Gon and Killua reach its final endpoint during this arc. We have followed these two characters from the very beginning of the series, and here we are forced to see them come to terms with the fact that they are not always going to be there for each other, and for them to now grow as individuals, they need to do that separately. They can no longer rely upon each other. And I feel like this is why Jin didn't want to meet Gon at the end of the Greed Island arc, because Gon was too reliant upon Killua being beside him.
Fuck off, bro!
But I feel like
I didn't know you were gonna challenge, bro!
And this is a risk that most authors aren't willing to take. Togashi stays away from established formulas in order to experiment with his story and to try something different.
Alright, another lesson in the Rocket League books.
In the next arc of the story
always trust your teammates.
I will talk more about this in my next video, which will cover the 13th Hunter Chairman election arc. I'm incredibly excited to continue my analysis of the Hunter x Hunter story and would love to know your thoughts on the Chimera Ant arc. So leave your comments under this video and let me know what you enjoyed and what you disliked about this arc. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more like it, then please consider supporting my channel on Patreon. I have multiple tiers with rewards including access to an exclusive Discord server, video scripts, as well as being the first to know about unreleased upcoming videos. Thank you for your time, and whatever you choose to contribute, I will appreciate, and it will mean a lot to me.
Oh.
Nice. Oh, beautiful. I got bumped. Close. Yeah, that was a bit confusing, bro. Go. Nice. I'm a challenge. Are you? Take your time. Take your time. Close, close.
No, dude.
You're good. You're good. You're good.
I hit it off
I like
the side.
up. Go. Alright, let's get out of here. It's all good, man. You said so. Oh, you gotta leave. Oh, so the main thing about Rocket League, fucking shit, is like the placement. You know, placement is like the most important thing, right?
Mhm.
So if we were to double commit, then that leaves us an open net, right?
Mhm.
So always try and see where I'm at, or I'll always try and see where you're at. That way we don't overcommit. Go get boost. Fucking bitch. Nice challenge. I'm behind you. You're by yourself for a bit. Can you get that?
No.
Where you at?
At the other edge of the map. Oh wait. No, I didn't make it. Oh, he's safe.
Yeah. Challenge. Nice. All right, come back to net.
Go ahead.
Oh, bro, you can't just like stick there and then tell me to go at the last second, man.
Oh, that. Jeez.
All right, all you. Back to you. No, never mind. Oh, nice. There we go. All you. Get that boost. Yes, sir. Stick with it. Back to you. Fuck. Go, go, go. You good, you good. If you miss, always try and... Oh, if you miss, always try and stick with it. So, like, since you missed right there, I was still behind you, right? So if they were to, like, challenge again, I would be there. So that way, you even if you don't have anywhere to go, you could still be annoying, you know?
Yes.
Nice, stick with it. Ooh. Oh. We're doing a lot better though. I'll go.
No, no power.
Yeah, it's all good. What the fuck, dude?
Jeez.
All right, so that guy is smurfing. Hello? Oh, stick with that?
You don't know what's going on.
You're good, you're good. Be annoying, be annoying. Nice, nice. Go, go. Oh, fuck. Nice. Go, go, go. Head back to net, head back to net. Nice challenge. Nice. I got right here. Go, 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 go.
No! Sorry.
Too close.
Woo! Let's call the compa cuss, see if they're on. If they're not, we'll continue playing.
Alright. Alright, let's see. Let's start a quick game though.
Oh!
There's one.
Elf one!
What's cracking like it? Booty smacking.
Playing the card game.
Come on, bro.
Huh?
We're playing the card game.
Yeah, hop on, bro.
Hop on that or Call of Duty, whichever you want.
Oh.
He said
Damn.
no. Oh, controller not working. What the fuck? I can't plug it in. There. Oh god.
Damn. Oh, bro. Go for it, bro.
All is a catastrophic failure the likes of which have never occurred in Sparta before.
However, what Ichigo was very much missing is something that was essential to almost all motion baggers, which was a design.
No.
No! I helped him with that.
Started out so strong, started out so
Yeah, you saw me right there. Oh, bro. You can't overcommit, man. No, what are you doing?
That was the left side, huh?
not the first time that it happened. A lot of complaints people have been having.
Nice.
Dragging out. A lot of people have been going in on Bleach.
Kubo began his career as a mangaka in 1996. However, he would not gain major recognition and success until the publication of his manga series Bleach in 2001. He had the desire to draw a series about Shinigami who wear black kimonos. Having this concept in mind, he quickly drafted a character concept design, which would eventually become Rukia Kuchiki. Kubo decided to name his new series Bleach, as the name would have
Oh my.
color white.
Yeah, that's on me.
Oh shit, watch out.
The Shinigami wear. Bleach ran in Weekly Shonen Jump from August 2001 to August 15 years. The series spanned over 74 manga volumes. Following the success of the manga series, an anime adaptation began in 2004. The anime ran until March 2012, adapting all but the final arc of the manga. Bleach has sold over 90 million manga volumes in Japan and over 120 million copies worldwide.
Nah,
that was something
I
feel that.
In history.
Were you just like barely getting back?
An obvious appeal of the Bleach media franchise. Why is it that I bring
What do you mean you don't
attention
know?
upon its reputation?
Like,
The
when
misconceptions
you,
and myths inferred
shot
that
that on
the
accident
popularity of
on our
Bleach
side.
dwindled with time.
Yeah.
The sales diminished. The Bleach anime series
Oh, you?
apparently was cancelled. The author became lazier with each
Okay.
passing chapter. Plot lines were apparently recycled by Kubo, and the most damning statement claiming Bleach has little to no character development.
Go get some boost.
All of these claims are stitched together to
Did you get
form
that?
into a sensational narrative that Bleach fell from grace. This video will directly address the misconceptions.
Okay. Fuck.
I in no way by making this video claim that the series is perfect to all.
What
I
happened
love
there?
the series, but I can list off several plausible issues that I have, as I can
Nice.
with One Piece, Naruto,
Go
or
for
any
it.
other
Oh, you.
series. Everything should be open to
missed-
fair criticism, in my opinion. I do, however, draw
The
a line
fake?
when it comes to ill-founded myths and misconceptions
Yes, sir.
which push a particular narrative which negatively impacts the series in question. The extent of the misinformation and myths spread about Bleach have inspired me to create this video. Through this video, my aim is to answer, was the tarnishing of Bleach's reputation justified?
Go again, go.
Let's find out.
I have no boost. Just be annoying. Close. Bro, where the fuck is all this boost? Thank you. Damn, bro. You have boost?
I do.
Oh my god. I believe. Close. Go. Close.
What exactly tarnished the reputation of Bleach? The initial complaints would surface during and directly after the conclusion of the arc, which ironically skyrocketed Bleach's popularity to astronomical levels. The arc in question is,
Go.
of course, the Arc. The arc concluded with the defeat of Aizen, the main protagonist of the series, which the story was heavily reliant on.
I got it.
Many people began to criticize Kubo's writing
shit.
and how he wrote Aizen as a character. Some examples of criticism include how it was just as Aizen
That's on me.
planned, or how
That's
it
my
was
fault. We should've scored right there.
Aizen's plan all along whenever Kubo needed a convenient plot point to occur. During the Aranka arc, the artwork by Kubo would quite notably be criticized for the first time.
Nice.
Having a lack
One more.
of background artwork, fans began to notice the increasing white
Stick with it,
space
stick with
that
it.
characters were
Thank you.
occupying on manga
Stick with it.
At the time,
Again.
many
Okay,
remember
again,
fans feeling that
again.
Aizen's final form was
I'm taking it back.
inspired and lackluster. The critiques of the Aranka arc, coupled with the arc which directly
Nice.
followed it, all served as the perfect breeding ground for excessive criticism and hate.
Nice.
The Fullbring arc was negatively panned by the majority of fans and critics. Even to this day, it is considered to be the least favorable arc in the series. The widespread opinion of Bleach was still, however, salvageable as the series would begin the
I
Thousand
missed.
Year War arc, a story arc which revitalized the interest with many fans.
Thank you.
However, after the halfway mark of the 1,000-year
Oh,
Blood
shit.
War, it too began to receive criticism. By the time the arc had concluded and the series ended, it was felt that the final arc had unresolved plot points and areas where it squandered its potential.
Nice.
I said earlier that I have my criticisms of the series, and they primarily stem from the conclusion of the 1,000-year Blood War arc. I could understand the frustration of fans
Excuse
and relate
me?
to some of their concerns.
Middle?
All of this criticism, frustration, and eventual disdain for the series would erupt when a video titled The Fall of Bleach: How It Happened was uploaded by Super Eyepatch Wolf in August 2016. This video was uploaded 2 days before Bleach's final chapter was published. The timing was flawless. The video aims to piece together how Bleach fell to its knees.
I believe.
Claims of diminished manga sales.
Stick with it, stick with it.
And a shorter than expected final run of the manga were alleged. Apparently, Kubo was only given 3
Stick with it.
weeks to end
Nice.
this 15-year-long series. All of these statements pretty much lay out the video's premise. I remember watching this when it was first released.
No one's pushing?
Not having done much background research, I believed most of what was being stated. But objectively, looking back at it now, this video has several problems which I wish to address.
That's all you.
The video generally served to push an agenda which members of
That
the larger
went
anime
nowhere.
community had
You're
latched
fine.
onto. It became the cool thing to hate on Bleach. This was especially
As long as you kill
after
time,
the
that's
anime
that's
in March
perfectly fine.
2012. Bleach was stereotyped as the black sheep of the big three, a trend emerged where content creators
I don't have that, bro.
poorly of the series, but would also post contradictory videos to gain views from announcements of new novels, games, or a Bleach spin-off manga. I am not saying that Super Eyepatch Wolf is responsible for this, but his videos certainly
It's all good.
helped to spread misinformation about the series, which served no other purpose than to
Oh, you?
tarnish the
Left go?
credibility of Bleach. People jumped onto the bandwagon with outlandish statements like the series had no character development, a claim which Super Eyepatch Wolf's video also focuses on. Now let's break down the flaws in the arguments that this video presents. Starting with the whole backbone of this video. The video uses the data in the Shonen Jump ranking system to compare how the popularity of Bleach declined in comparison to One Piece and Naruto.
No.
To base the argument of the video on a ranking system which truthfully in the end has minimal to no input from the target audience, renders this video baseless.
Hey, at least we're not getting beat bad.
Super Eyepatch Wolf claims that as time went on, Bleach was pushed further into obscurity into the back pages of Shonen Jump. But the order that new manga chapters appear within the pages
You know what I
of
wanna
Jump
try?
does not necessarily represent their
So I saw this
popularity.
video,
The ranking
of this
system
game,
was
right?
constructed by the Jump
Where this guy
editorial
tried
team
playing
to
with the
promote
latency
whatever
of
relevant
like
series to the
you
front of the
streaming it on
magazine.
Discord
This
and me trying to
ranking
play
system
like from
is
that
entirely
screen.
decided by Jump's chief
Shut the
editor.
fuck.
The order that the series appear in the pages of Jump
I wanna
are
see how
not
that
decided
works.
by readers who mail out surveys which are attached to the back of the magazine. Even if they were, firstly, by the time the readers receive the surveys, fill them out, send them back, and for the editorial team to assess the results, several weeks will have passed. The
But I wanna
data
go
from the
against,
surveys will be
Juan.
based on chapters
You're too
which were
good.
published weeks ago. The purpose of the surveys is to gauge what series readers are finding interesting. The reader surveys play more of a significant part for newer series. Despite much speculation, nobody but the chief editor will know the real reasoning behind why the series appear in the order that they do.
blew
This is
him
the
up,
first
bro.
argument of the video dismissed. Super
Yeah,
Eyepatch
you
Wolf
can.
continues by saying Kubo's
Yeah.
artwork declined with time. He confuses
Go,
his
go, go.
personal preferences for Kubo's artwork with its alleged drop in quality. He makes it clear that he likes Kubo's art style at the start of the series, but then says he doesn't like it as the series progresses. I honestly think this is mixing up personal preferences with objectivity. Looking at it objectively,
Go, go,
others
go.
may prefer the change in its artwork. That doesn't mean it is declining quality just because you don't like it anymore. He also mentions how Kubo drew fewer backgrounds as the series progresses. He pays particular attention to Kubo's panels which have no backgrounds. He says the lack of prominent backgrounds negatively impacted Kubo's art. Kubo has
nice.
gone on record to say that he enjoys placing emphasis on the mood of characters and that
Stick with
backgrounds
it.
are less important to him. Especially when a new character is introduced, he chooses not to draw a background
Oh,
so
yeah,
that the
nice,
reader
nice.
can feel the mood that the character is giving off. This technique of utilizing white space on manga panels is seen in several other shonen
Oh.
series. It is also used as a tool of emphasis and impact. Kubo truly knows how to combine his character designs with this technique. The end result are manga panels which feel truly impactful.
Oh.
As each story progresses, Kubo's art style evolved and changed. Similar to any other respectable artist, he still drew excellent backgrounds in the latter portion of the series. These are examples of backgrounds which everyone seems to overlook.
Fuck my
This
life.
artwork is not only well detailed, but it shows the real skill of Kubo as an artist. Reading through Bleach as a whole, you will see examples of backgrounds which help.
Can you believe these guys gave me steroids?
They aid in giving the reader reader a sense of atmosphere
Right now?
to the locations that the characters
Yeah.
are in. Choosing not to place a
Steroids?
background in exchange for purposeful
Yeah.
emphasis and
The heck?
impact does not make you a lazy artist. In fact, it makes the artist come across as thoughtful.
Heard
in
Serotonin
respect to
does
the way
makes
that
your
they are
body, like, run
visualizing
quicker.
and portraying their manga. This next point is probably the
Damn,
one that I disagree
overall!
with Super Eye Patch Wolf the most
I
on.
used you
It
as
is
a
his
paddle.
description of Ichigo as a character who has no defined goal or purpose. This
Oh, nice.
inherently
Nice
makes him
bump.
less relatable to readers, especially when he is compared to characters like Luffy or Naruto, who each have their goals hammered through to the reader throughout their respective series. A defined goal is not really required to
Are
create
you?
an interesting character. The most defining moment of Ichigo's life, which would shape his character in the series, is the moment that his mother dies while protecting him. As a child, he was powerless and unable to protect her, but now that he has the strength and power, Ichigo's resolve is to protect his loved ones. This is the context behind why Ichigo is the way that he is. He doesn't have to follow the cliche shonen tropes to be an interesting character.
Follow.
Based on this logic, then it
Nice.
would be reasonable to assume that any protagonist who does not define their goal is clearly not a good character. Now,
Oh,
this
no.
is obviously a ridiculous statement and an ill-founded argument to present within the video, which has nothing to do with the fall of Bleach. It's just another case of mixing opinions with objective facts. Super Eye Patch Wolf personally doesn't like Ichigo's lack of a defined goal. He was unable to see Ichigo's growth as a character, but then assumes everyone else failed to see his growth also. Ichigo has several
Dude.
character-defining moments within the series. Later on, I will be covering each
Oh,
of them
wow.
and their significance to the larger plot that's being told. This particular point
Unfucking
is
lucky.
the basis of many logical arguments that Ichigo has no character development. This could not be further from the truth. Naruto and Luffy possess goals which serve themselves. The fact that they have such a selfish goal needs to be written out by introducing characters which bring depth to their personalities, like Luffy's Nakama or Naruto's Team 7. Ichigo inherently already has this depth. His friends and family are well established, but they are not needed to make Ichigo feel grounded, since his desire already does that. His desire to protect his friends and family is where he derives his power and strength from. This is Ichigo's motive, to gain strength to protect others. Ichigo has an internal motivation, stemming from an emotional past. His is a selfless desire, whereas protagonists like Luffy or Naruto have external motivations, like Hokage or Pirate King. These motivations
Are you?
unrealistic and not as grounded as Ichigo's. Ichigo serves to help others with his desire, whereas Naruto aims to seek acknowledgement by attaining the title of Hokage. And Luffy
Not nice,
wants to
not
be the
nice,
king
not
of the
nice.
pirates due to pure stubbornness. The difference is that Ichigo burdens himself with protecting others. However, his shonen contemporaries have self-serving goals. Just because Ichigo's desire is not grandiose
Unexpected
or
as fuck.
self-serving does not mean that it should be overlooked or it doesn't exist. The difference between Ichigo to Naruto and Luffy is that he lives
Nice.
in the real world. He is an average teenager who
Fly
is at
for
a
it, boy.
crossroads in his life. At the
Be
beginning
free.
of the Fullbring arc,
Oh.
he even states that he is not sure what he wants
Nice.
to do after
One
school.
more?
Is it
Like
lagging
most
for you?
others, we never really know until we get there. Naruto and Luffy
I'm
on the
lagging.
other hand, live in
Missing
worlds
packet.
which are constructed around their self-serving goals. Naruto wants to be the Hokage in a ninja world. Luffy
Okay,
wants
I've been
to be
missing a
Pirate
packet for like
in
the
a
last
world
4
of
games now.
pirates
Holy
and
shit, the
Their goal
fakes.
is something which will affect the nature of
Oh
the
my
world
God.
they live in. If we use an analogy,
Track?
Luffy and Naruto are like the X-Men.
Literally
They decide
dog
to
water?
change the perception of the world
Go, Eddie.
except mutants. Ichigo isn't just a Shinigami. He has a life outside of his ability to protect others. Adding to the analogy, he is like Spider-Man. Being
Nice.
a family neighborhood wall caller is a Peter Parker's side job. He
It
still has to go to
is!
school,
Might be
manage
perfect!
relationships, and work a job. Similar to
Yeah,
Ichigo,
yeah.
their worlds are not constructed with purposeful barriers to be overcome. They play a juggling act and serve to balance the plates in order to live their most fulfilled life. A bit like us in real life. Ichigo's desire is also a relatable one.
Fly,
People
oh, bro,
would
fly.
like to protect their loved ones. It's a desire we can relate with. If you have had anyone pass away or be hurt through no fault of their own, then you too will be able to.
No!
Is Bleach has a
Fuck!
So, admittedly, the Arrancar arc had some similarities to the Soul Society.
It's lagging, it's
but
giving
had
it to them.
considerable differences,
No, Eddie.
which made it stand alone as an arc of its own.
Bro,
There is a
oh
reason
my
that
God,
the
what is your
Naruto
ping?
was at an all-time high during the Arrancar arc. The claim that Bleach follows a template
It's a
cycle
101.
is plainly just wrong.
Got the
The
police.
arc that follows
I'm
the
lagging.
Arrancar arc is the Fullbring arc, and this
Oh
has a
my God, you turned
Hey!
into a
Oh
robot.
I
shit!
think
Nice.
Super Eye Patch Wolf confuses the structure of the story with the way
You
that
turned
it is
into a
executed.
robot.
The
I hear you
structure
like a
of
robot
most
now.
of the boss plots are set in 3 phases. First, there is an initial encounter which
Internet be
doesn't
bugging.
pair well with the protagonist.
Eddie.
The characters undergo training.
Oh,
to
he
develop
saved it!
abilities. And lastly, after training is completed, there is a final confrontation. That is the basic structure of a complete story arc. There is nothing wrong with having a similar story structure as long as the execution is different. In the Arrancar arc, Kubo
Come on.
begins
I'm
with
mid.
the
I'm mid.
Arrancars coming to Karakura Town and
Not
having a
that
scrap with Shinigami.
close.
But in the Thousand Year Blood War arc, it begins with an absolute massacre of the Soul Society. The training in the Arrancar arc focuses heavily on the development of Ichigo. However, in the Thousand Year Blood War arc, several
annoying.
other characters are given their opportunity for training and growth. The finale of both of these arcs have a final confrontation, which is reliant upon Ichigo in both of them. But in the Thousand Year Blood War arc, he teams up with several of his allies to take down the antagonist. The key point I want to drive home here is that the execution of the story is far more important than the structure it follows. Through the execution, you get the unique attributes which set each arc apart as its own independent story. If cyclical story structure was bad, then One Piece can also be criticized to the same extent. Wasn't it One Piece that had multiple rescue arcs? Initially the rescue of Nami, then Robin, and most recently the rescue of Sanji. Why is it that Bleach has the finger pointed at it when its contemporaries do the same thing? In Naruto, there are multiple attempts to rescue Sasuke, and not to mention the rescue of Gaara. With all due respect, the typical structure of a One Piece arc is as follows. Number 1, the Straw Hats arrive at a new island
It's
and
a-
explore it.
okay.
Number 2, they meet someone who informs the Straw Hats about how evil the leader of the island or area is. Luffy has
Are
an
you?
initial confrontation with the villain and loses. And lastly, Luffy and company beat the villain the second time and save the people of the island, and as a result they make a ton of mutants. This doesn't make One Piece a bad series, just like the arc structures of Bleach don't make a bad series. As he has apologized for the misinformation that was spread as a result of his video.
I didn't know what to
3
do.
years old, the misinformation that is spread has not ceased amongst the larger anime community. The point of the video was to look at the sales and data to put together an argument that Bleach had fallen from grace, but it ends up being a confused video with a mix of personal opinion as fact, which serves to only portray Bleach in a negative light, which I'm sure was not his intention when he set out to create the video.
You get that?
This highlights that
Nice.
popularity
Stick with it.
actually has no correlation with quality, which is the argument that we were presented with here. Now that we know what damage
Okay.
was done to the series, I want to further address issues that people have with the plot of Bleach. Let's look at what each story arc brought to the table and its significance to its characters
Sometimes get a
and the
little
larger story being
crazy.
told. Are the criticisms related to its story arcs and character development justified? What exactly was the
Are
story
you?
that Bleach was trying to tell? Arc by arc, I want to attempt at briefly describing the events and critically analyzing what occurred. I will be paying
Man, oh,
particular
bro.
attention to the themes within each arc
I don't know
and
what
the
happened.
significance to the ongoing narrative of the story.
You went for the save. You gotta go for the ball. Nah, that happens to me all the time too.
The first arc of Bleach introduces us to Ichigo Kurosawa,
Go,
a
please go,
15-year-old
please go.
student who has had the ability to see ghosts ever since he was a child. Ichigo becomes a Shinigami, and Rukia offers to lend him her powers so that he could protect his family from an evil spirit called a Hollow, which is attacking them. Ichigo encounters other Hollows, and the series follows a
Nice.
Monster of the Week format initially.
Oh.
That is until we get introduced to the Grand Fisher. We learn that this is the Hollow that is responsible for the death of Ichigo's mother. The Grand Fisher
bounces
uses
out.
the as bait to trick the humans who have high enough spiritual power to see them.
Oh, that's so-
Ichigo
that's so
as a
my
child
fault, man. I'm so
kidnapped the
sorry.
Grand Fisher's birth, thinking that it was a girl about to fall into the river. His
Ooh.
mother shielded him
Ooh,
from the
ooh.
Grand Fisher and ended up dying while protecting him. During Ichigo's battle with the Grand Fisher, he sustains heavy injury from the fight. Ultimately, the Grand Fisher gets away, leaving Ichigo frustrated that he could not avenge his mother's death. He then asks Rukia to let him be a Shinigami for a little while longer. Up until this point, the story heavily focuses on Ichigo as a character,
What the fuck are you
his
doing?
abilities, and the reason for why he is the way that he is. Ever since he was a child, he could see ghosts. How does this affect Ichigo? Well, when he was younger, he found it hard to distinguish them from living people. Others would often see him talking to thin air. When he was questioned by Tatsuki if he could see ghosts, Ichigo denied having this ability.
Don't?
Ichigo could see ghosts as clear as day, so it was hard for him to distinguish them from real people. He often talked himself out of strange questions people asked him, as he didn't see it as a big deal having this ability. The death of Ichigo's mother was a significant plot point. It cannot be understated how much her death impacts Ichigo and his family. Ichigo describes his mother as the center of their family. She wasn't seen to be mad or upset. Ichigo assumes this is because his mother knew that her troubles within her heart would be passed on to her children, so she didn't show that side to them. Ichigo's need or desire to protect others is formed when his father describes the meaning of his name to him. He tells him that Ichigo means to protect one
Yes,
thing,
sir.
so he decides to protect his mother, as she was always protecting him. Initially wanting to protect his mother, he
Oh,
found
you?
the number of people he wanted to protect increased with the birth of his
Oh,
sisters. He
no!
began training at a dojo as a young child for the sake of protecting them. His impulse to protect the girl stood unsteadily at the river's edge caused him to rush to stop her
Challenge,
from jumping
please?
into the river.
Thank you.
Ichigo passes out and awakens to his mother shielding him from whatever had killed her. Ichigo couldn't understand the cause, but he knew she saved him. The mother who was the center of the family had been taken away, and Ichigo felt responsible for this. There is a lot of emotional weight and significance conveyed through the early installments of Bleach. These plot points are vital to understand the story of Bleach. The beginning of Bleach excels in explaining Ichigo's desire to protect his loved ones and where this stems from. Ichigo is made to face his past with his newly acquired powers. He aims to right where he feels he did wrong. He couldn't save his mother, but during this encounter with the Grand Fisher, he wants to avenge his mother's death. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to avenge her, but he is able to protect his sisters. His new powers have also given him the
No,
strength he
dude.
needs to protect the spirits he can see. He is aware that hollows devour their souls. He knows sometimes they go missing, leaving behind traces of fear. With the newfound abilities of a Shinigami, for the first time he decides to use these powers to not just protect the people he loves, but to protect others also. After several false alarms, Rukia and Ichigo can't seem to find hollows at the location they are being alerted to. We learn that Uryu Ishida is killing hollows in Karakura Town. He criticizes Ichigo on his inability to sense Reiatsu and his lack of control over his own spiritual power. Uryu and Ichigo develop a rivalry. Uryu is a Quincy, so he naturally hates Shinigami. Rukia explains to Ichigo early on in the series that the Quincy were eradicated by the Shinigami 200 years ago, thus making Uryu the last of the Quincy's. The decision to destroy the Quincy was to prevent the destruction of the world. Uryu and Ichigo resolve their differences when Uryu remembers the words of his departed grandfather, who wished for Shinigami and Quincy to work together. The next day, Ichigo returns home and realizes that Rukia is gone, but she has left a note. She implores them to go into hiding and not to look for her. Ichigo, ignoring this request, changes into his Shinigami form to look for her. Ichigo finds two mysterious Shinigami called Renji Abarai and Byakuya Kuchiki. As Renji is about to deliver the final blow to Uryu, Ichigo
Don't have that.
Renji and Ichigo
They do have that. Fuck.
Ichigo gains the upper hand before Byakuya stuns Ichigo and appears behind her. He stabs Ichigo and falls to the ground. Persistently, Ichigo argues against them, taking Rukia.
Aw, that was
until
close.
Rukia tells him to know his place. She tells Byakuya she is ready to leave. Before she leaves, telling Ichigo if he tries to follow her, she will never forgive him. She tells Byakuya to not deliver the final blow, as he will bleed out anyway. They leave as Ichigo
That's
lays in
net.
the brain, contemplating what just happened.
Alright, there's our rule.
And takes them in to clear their
3
mission.
goals.
Urahara proposes to Ichigo he can send him to the Soul Society, but only if he trains with him for the next 10 days. He also reveals to Ichigo that Byakuya destroyed the source of Ichigo's powers.
Rip.
He must restore this. Ichigo
Let's go play
eventually
Apex, the next
regains his
loss.
Shinigami powers. They
Okay.
are completely his own this time and not borrowed from Rukia. After completing his training, Ichigo, along with Orihime, Chad, Yoriichi, and Uryu, head to the Soul Society to save Rukia from execution. During those early episodes, Rukia leaving was a dramatic turn in the story. It is unclear initially as to why she left in the manner that she did, but it becomes clear that she didn't want Ichigo and the others to get caught up with her situation with the Soul Society. Despite Ichigo coming to save Rukia after reading her note, she is the one who ultimately ends up protecting Ichigo by agreeing to leave with Byakuya and Renji. How is it that Ichigo can now let her go to be executed? Rukia was the one who shared her powers with him so that he could protect his
Interesting.
family. Once again, she protects him by agreeing to leave for the Soul Society, where she will be executed for sharing her powers with Ichigo. Rukia's selflessness, coupled with Ichigo's inherent desire to protect others, compels Ichigo to want to
Oh,
save
fuck.
her. The mystery surrounding where Rukia has gone to, as well as the true extent of Byakuya's power, were definitely the strengths of this portion of the story. How Ichigo was taken down so quickly, he was totally unaware of what happened to him. Is this the caliber
heart.
of people who await Ichigo in the Soul Society? After Ichigo is healed by Urahara, he impatiently wants to go to the Soul Society to save Rukia, but Urahara tells him not to use other people as an excuse for wanting to go kill himself, placing more emphasis on the fact that the Soul Society is not to be underestimated. Urahara is a mysterious character himself. There is so little that we know about him at this stage. We also have no idea what Ichigo is getting himself in for by training with him. Despite all of this, Ichigo undergoes intense training with Urahara. He severs Ichigo's soul chain, which causes him to undergo an internal struggle to either become a Shinigami or allow his soul chain to corrode all the way into his chest, thus turning him into a hollow. We see the conflict between Ichigo becoming a Shinigami while the hollow transformation is taking over. During his training, Ichigo is turned into a hollow and dragged into his inner world, and it is here that we meet Zangetsu for the first time. He explains to him that Byakuya only
Bruh.
destroys powers
Christ.
that Rukia gave him, but Ichigo has
Fucking
his own
bumped this guy
Shinigami powers
multiple
within that he
times.
can call upon. These are the first few hints that we have of the mystery relating to the origin of Ichigo's dormant Shinigami powers. Ichigo attains his Shinigami powers, but quite notably, he has a hollow mask on his face, which he promptly removes. Urahara during their final lessons helps Ichigo to understand the importance of knowing the name of your Zanpakuto. Ichigo neglects to call out his Zanpakuto's name. Fear has covered his ears. He cannot hear his Zanpakuto, which is calling out its name. The first arc of Bleach concludes once everyone heads out to the Soul Society. The multitude of unanswered questions, along with not knowing what exactly is awaiting for them on the other side.
Alright, there's our rule.
makes this
Oh, we can't
finale
even
very
leave.
suspenseful. Even the scene where Ichigo's father, Isshin Kurosaki, hands him a protective charm that his mother gave
That was my fault right there,
adds
bro.
to the suspense. Things like this hint at his father knowing
That
what's
shit,
going on.
that shit was
It's
funny,
never
bro. You hit your
explicitly
fucking
stated,
head, you
which I love
backflip,
about
and then
these
still
early
like went
chapters.
forward.
The mystery and intrigue of what is yet to come makes the story flow better in my opinion, and keeps the reader interested to find out what the outcome will be.
Alright, next goal, we
Urahara
leave.
also plays a pivotal role by facilitating
Think it's about to
Ichigo's
happen?
training and creating a portal to the Soul Society for them.
Never mind, we're
Ichigo,
still in.
although determined to save his friend, still has a long way to go, especially when it comes to understanding the powers within it.
そんなにルキアを助けてるかバカ野郎助けてんじゃねえ助けるんだ
Alright, all you?
Arriving in the Soul Society, Ichigo,
God damn, I'm rolled 3 saves?
and Yoriichi begin their invasion to save Rukia from
Yes.
execution. They enter the
I don't know
cemetery
when.
where Rukia is being kept. The Gotai 13 are all alerted to intruders entering into the Seirete. Ichigo first faces off against Ikaku Madarame. After an intense battle, Ichigo defeats Ikaku. But Ikaku warns Ichigo that if he is the strongest amongst the invaders, then his captain Kenpachi Zaraki will be looking for him. As Ichigo is on his way to Rukia's cell, he is confronted by Renji, the lieutenant of Squad 6. Renji tells Ichigo even if he defeats him, there are 11 more lieutenants and 13 captains
Oh,
for
fuck.
him to defeat. Ichigo with conviction tells him anyone who
Go.
comes in his way, he will cut them down. Renji unleashes his full power against Ichigo. Renji questions if this is how bad he wants to save Rukia. Ichigo tells him he doesn't just want to save her, he has to save her. Ichigo begins to struggle as Renji takes the upper hand after slashing Ichigo's chest. Ichigo remembers his training with Urahara, where he questions why he is running away. Urahara chases him down, leaving Ichigo with nowhere left to run to. He tells Ichigo that all he feels from his blade is fear. He explains to Ichigo what it means
Hey,
to
yes,
truly
sir.
resolve. When you dodge, resolve to not get hit. When you protect someone, resolve to not let them die. And lastly, when you attack, resolve to kill. To have determination to battle without fear. Ichigo remembers this and puts all of his will into defeating Renji. Ichigo raises his sword up in the air and increases his spiritual pressure. He slashes Renji across the chest. Renji is defeated in a surprising turn of events. He desperately requests Ichigo to save Rukia. As he remembers his history with him, he admits that he didn't have the courage to speak against the noble Kuchi clan. He even tells Ichigo despite training tirelessly every day, he is no match for Byakuya. Rescuing Rukia would be futile.
We're back tied, bro.
Shamefully, he has no other choice but to ask Ichigo to save her. The following day, Ichigo is healed of his wounds. During this, Captain of Squad 5 Sosuke Aizen is found dead. The blame is put on the invaders. Ichigo then faces off against Kenpachi Zaraki. Kenpachi's desire is to fight incredibly strong opponents. Ichigo is unable to hurt Kenpachi, as his Reiatsu is not strong enough. Kenpachi is disappointed by Ichigo's performance. Ichigo is clearly outmatched by Kenpachi.
No!
Through Ichigo's
bitch!
sword and drives his sword into Ichigo's chest. Saddened by how easily
was going
he
too
won,
fast.
Kenpachi walks away from Ichigo's collapsed body. Zangetsu appears while Ichigo is desperately asking for his blood to stop pouring out.
See,
his
my car
chest,
was
for
like
his body to move as he has to save Rukia. Zangetsu
there
walks
for a
towards
frame,
Ichigo,
and then
asking
disappeared.
if he
Oh, you?
wants to fight or live, but Ichigo
Oh my
fails out
fuck,
and hopes
bro.
to win. Ichigo
What's going
speaks with
on?
his
Why am I getting
Zangetsu
fucking pack-a-lost?
He agrees to allow Zangetsu to lend him his powers. Ichigo gets up, unleashing incredible amounts of Reiatsu. He attacks Kenpachi. The battle resumes. Both of them are evenly matched. This makes Kenpachi feel excited as he takes off his eye patch, which had been holding
Go
back
over
the
him.
extent of his
I
true
believe.
power. Now that it is unleashed, Kenpachi intends to kill Ichigo, but now that Ichigo is fighting alongside Zangetsu, he affirms that he cannot lose to somebody who relies only on his own power. Someone who
Fuck my
doesn't
life.
even know the name of their own Zanpakuto. They both
Now we
release
still have
their
one more.
Reatsu towards one another.
Or they
In a
still have
final
one more goal.
attack, the battle results in a draw. Ichigo is then saved by Yoriichi, who intends to train him so that he can use his Bankai. The first half of this arc features several confrontations that are very significant for Ichigo's understanding of what it will take to save Rukia. His abilities are questioned with Ikaku, his determination is questioned by Renji, and lastly, his strength and endurance are both put to the test by Kenpachi. Ichigo's rematch with Renji is a significant reminder for Ichigo that he cannot follow through with his determination if he is fearful. Ichigo is not fighting with all of his will, he is reluctant for whatever reason. He may be afraid of hurting the opponent, he may be afraid of getting hurt, he may even be doubting himself if he has what it takes to save Rukia. As he remembers Urahara telling him about determination, Ichigo remembers his will to fight and places it into his desire to defeating Renji. The encounter with Kenpachi is relevant to confirm Ichigo's bond with his Zanpakuto, as he is facing an opponent who has no relationship with his own Zanpakuto. Ichigo only knows his Zanpakuto's name, but nothing else. When he falls and sees Kenpachi walking away, his desperation to continue to fight forces Zangetsu to appear before him. He takes Ichigo into his inner world, where he hands over an Asuchi, a nameless sword, to Ichigo. This is the first time that we see the inner hollow within Ichigo. He appears and takes Ichigo's Zanpakuto, Zangetsu. Ichigo is tested here to see if he is worthy of wielding Zangetsu. His opponent that he has to defeat is himself. Hollow Ichigo wields Zangetsu and uses the sword like it is second nature to him. Ichigo is scolded for assuming just knowing the Zanpakuto's name was enough. Ichigo is told that he has never opened his heart up to Zangetsu. He doesn't care about his Zanpakuto. Ichigo is hearing this from the hollow version of himself. He is being shown the error of his ways, and while this is happening, he is up against a version of himself who is using Zangetsu the correct way. Ichigo realizes that during this whole time he had never tried to understand Zangetsu. He was no different to Kenpachi and criticized him for the same reason. Ichigo humbly asks Zangetsu to fight alongside with him again. Ichigo wants the chance to understand Zangetsu sincerely. Just as Ichigo says this, the blades switch. Hollow Ichigo now has an Asuchi, while Ichigo regains the trust of
I knew he had
Zangetsu.
no
The
booze.
battle with Kenpachi
So I tried to go for a high
within
one.
Ichigo's world, Zangetsu and Hollow Ichigo converse. Zangetsu apologizes for troubling Hollow Ichigo, to which he replies that he is the king of this world after all. We need him to win. But then he foreshadows his later involvement by telling Zangetsu to help Ichigo get stronger, as eventually the Hollow within will be taking this power for himself. Rain is constantly mentioned within Bleach. We get another mention of it when Zangetsu says his inner monologue about Ichigo's inner world. This moment carries a lot of emotional weight. Zangetsu tells Ichigo that he hates the rain. He shares with us that it rains within Ichigo's inner world
Oh,
too.
he
When
left.
Ichigo gets upset, the skies become
Ah, you still wanna play this, or you wanna go play,
Zangetsu mentions the terror of feeling rain
another
in
one.
his lonesome inner world
There's
that he
a
inhabits.
Apex.
Try
Something
anything else.
Zangetsu cannot bear. He tells Ichigo
Let's
as
go
long
play
as he
Apex.
trusts in his power, he will never
Fuck,
allow
man, my
rain
palms
to
are
ruin
already
this
sweaty.
world. Rain is mentioned several times within the series. It rained on the evening of Ichigo's mother's death. It rains when Ichigo is defeated by Byakuya and Rukia leaves. Rain is used throughout the series and it is always symbolic of Ichigo's sadness. This emotion associated with the rain is consistent throughout the series. Kubo even requests for some manga volumes to be read on
Okay.
rainy days in his author notes.
Apex?
The Soul Society arc
Okay.
continues with Yoriichi training Ichigo so that he can use his Bankai. While Ichigo is training, divisions form within the Gotai 13. Those who want to save Rukia and those who end up assisting the invaders work together to stop the execution. Renji tries to save Rukia, but despite unleashing his Bankai, he is defeated by his captain Byakuya. Yoriichi explains to Ichigo that attaining the Bankai ability is a requirement to become a captain in the Gotai 13. Bankai is the second release of a Zanpakuto. Once a Shinigami has attained the first Zanpakuto release, called Shikai, it can take at minimum 10 years of training to attain Bankai. Yoriichi makes Ichigo undergo a faster but more dangerous method to attain Bankai, but within a much shorter period of time. Ichigo's determination to save Rukia gets him through this intense training. Rukia's execution ceremony begins. As the execution is underway, Ichigo arrives to rescue Rukia. The captains Kyoraku and Ukitake destroy the Sokyoku, but are challenged by head captain Yamamoto Genryusai for their betrayal. Ichigo throws Rukia to Renji and tells them to run. Byakuya strikes Ichigo while he is defending Rukia and
I'll be right
Renji
back.
from oncoming attacks. At long last, the rematch between Byakuya and Ichigo takes place. During this battle, Renji keeps running with Rukia. Ichigo and Byakuya begin fighting, but they are equally matched. Ichigo taunts him to use his Bankai, but Byakuya deems him unworthy to see it and unleashes his Shikai, Senbon Sakura. Ichigo launches a blue stream of Reiatsu called Getsuga Tensho towards Byakuya's Zenbon Sakura. After enough taunting, Byakuya finally releases his Bankai, Zenbon Sakura Kageyoshi. Ichigo avoids the tiny blades from Byakuya's Bankai release, but to no avail. Even Getsuga Tensho is blocked by Byakuya. Ichigo is left with no choice but to unleash his own Bankai. Byakuya is stunned as Ichigo unleashes his Bankai Tensa Zangetsu. Ichigo's Bankai is too fast for Byakuya to keep up with. His Zenbon Sakura Kageyoshi is powerless against Ichigo. Byakuya, wanting to end the battle, then reveals his Bankai's true form, Senke. Byakuya manages to outpace Ichigo with his Senke ability. Byakuya has the upper hand and summons a sword from his surroundings to stab Ichigo's right foot, surprising Ichigo and dealing him a lot of pain. Byakuya then uses Hado number 4, Byakurai, to damage Ichigo's right shoulder. Ichigo seems like he is
Oh
at
my
his limit.
fuck,
He is
bro.
stunned
Why
by
am
the
I logging?
situation,
Why
and
do
he
I have
tries
to log
move
in
his
again?
body to avoid the final blow. He begins to struggle mentally with what is going on, but suddenly a hollow mask forms on Ichigo's face. His inner hollow tells him that if he dies, then it is a problem for him too. Hollow Ichigo takes over and attacks Byakuya. Through Hollow Ichigo taking over, the battle is now in Ichigo's favor, as Byakuya struggles to keep up. Ichigo, however, rips the hollow mask off of his face. He doesn't want to defeat Byakuya with his hollow power. The two finally clash one last time, with both of them wounded by the final exchange. Byakuya's blade is broken by the battle, so he cannot continue to fight. Thus, Ichigo is finally victorious. The Soul Society arc concludes with the revelation that Sosuke Aizen is still alive, and along with Captains Ginichimaru and Kaname Tozin, they are traitors to the Soul Society. They manipulated members of the Soul Society in order to
Bro, are
obtain
you
a
fucking
restricted
shitting me?
item called the Hokyoku. They achieved this
Wow.
with Aizen's Zanpakuto, which has
Fucking
the ability
EA
to
is
put
stupid
people
as
under
fuck.
complete
Or
hypnosis,
this
as long
stupid
as you have
fucking-
seen his sword's Shikai release. Aizen makes his way over to Rukia and Renji. Aizen defeats
Ah.
Renji, but as he is about to deliver
Bro, I
the
have to keep
final
on
blow,
logging in,
Ichigo
dude.
saves him, but Aizen quickly dispatches the both of them. Aizen's intention is to merge Shinigami with Hollows in order to surpass ordinary Shinigami power. He intends to do this with the help of the Hokyoku. Urahara had created the Hokyoku and concealed it within Rukia's soul. Aizen removes the Hokyoku from Rukia. Despite
Excuse
everyone's
me?
best efforts, Aizen, Gin, and Tozen leave for Hueco Mundo. The Soul Society arc ends with Ichigo given their substitute acknowledged by the Gotai 13. The confrontation between Ichigo and Byakuya is a battle of two conflicting ideals. Byakuya seeks to adhere to the rules of the Soul Society, whereas Ichigo seeks to protect Rukia. He even tells Byakuya if he was in his position, then he would use all of his power to oppose the law in order to protect his sister. During this battle, we also see Hollow Ichigo trying to take over when Ichigo begins to lose the battle.
Oh, bro,
Hollow
what's my
Ichigo
EA
appears
account?
and
Do you know
says, "If
the-
you die, then that would
the
be a problem
username?
for both of us."
No.
When his inner Hollow takes over,
was
he
Eddie the Yeti, no?
criticizes
Or-
Ichigo for not correctly using his
D-dubs.
Bankai. Hollow Ichigo takes over and uses Ichigo's abilities more
Fuck,
effectively.
bro.
This moment is significant as Ichigo rejects the help from his Hollow side here. The impact of this moment will carry more significance into the next arc, but Ichigo clearly does not want to rely upon this power that is dormant within him. When the conflict concludes, Byakuya acknowledges Ichigo and his abilities. He understands that Ichigo wasn't personally holding anything against Byakuya. He was just opposed to the laws which were being enforced upon Rukia. Byakuya knows that they weren't enemies during this exchange. This really explains the nature of Ichigo's personality. Throughout the conflict, he maintained his honor. He even apologized to Byakuya for when the Hollow took over. He wanted to defeat his opponent on his own terms, without an external force helping. Ichigo wasn't up against an opponent he saw as an enemy who had to be killed. Ichigo just needed to defeat Byakuya so that he could escape with Rukia. Ichigo even compliments Byakuya's techniques, and Byakuya compliments Ichigo and accepts his apology for the intrusion by his inner Hollow. Byakuya even makes a deal with Ichigo that he would tell him why he has supported Rukia's execution and not tried to save her, only if Ichigo wins though. This was clearly a conflict between two individuals who grew to respect each other through combat, and it makes the rematch between them feel so much more satisfactory. It concludes without any animosity between them. Ichigo didn't talk his way into Byakuya's good books. He earned the respect of Byakuya through battle. The conclusion of the Soul Society arc sets in motion the next ongoing arc of the series. As Aizen declares his departure from the Soul Society, he becomes the main antagonist of the series. This moment carries a lot of emotional weight, as the reader assumed Aizen had died. Then on top of that, not only is he alive, but he is a villain. Aizen mentions the Hokyoku, which is a forbidden item created by Kisuke Urahara. This item was sealed within Rukia's soul. Aizen had planned for all of the events leading up until now, through the ability of his Zanpakuto. He planned for Rukia to be executed, so that the Sokyoku could destroy her soul while leaving the Hokyoku intact. As Ichigo interfered with his plans, Aizen was forced to intervene by extracting the Hokyoku from Rukia with a special technique. Aizen, Tozen, and Gin, three captains of the Gotai 13, all defect from the Soul Society. Aizen's betrayal is the unexpected conclusion of an already satisfying arc. There is a reason that this arc is held in such high regard. Fans love it for the introduction of new interesting characters, and its expansion on the lore of Bleach. The introduction of the Gotai 13 proves the talent of Kubo as an excellent writer and character designer. Each of the captains and lieutenants have their unique personalities and stances on the ongoing story. Their Zanpakutos are all unique and interesting. The establishing of ideas like Shikai and Bankai makes you feel intrigued to see the abilities of your favorite characters. The world also begins to start feeling more fleshed out here. Battles do escalate with difficulty, but Ichigo convincingly learns and gets stronger so that he can face off against the next opponent. But at the end of the arc, it is
Oh my god.
when Ichigo is swiftly taken down by Aizen. It confirms despite Ichigo gaining more strength, he is still not strong enough
Still
to
haven't gotten
defeat
it.
this new threat. Currently, the story is going from strength to strength, and it ends with a perfect
Shit's
setup
stupid
to
as
continue the
fuck,
story
bro.
into the next arc.
久しぶりじゃねえか。おい、王とその牙の違いは何だ。本能だ。
The Arrancar arc is the third and longest arc of the Bleach series. It is split up into 3 portions: the initial Arrancar invasion, the Hueco Mundo section, and concluding with a final confrontation with Aizen. The arc begins by introducing us to 2 new concepts. The first is Vizards, Shinigami who have obtained hollow powers. The second are Arrancars, who are hollows who have removed their masks and gained powers which resemble Shinigami. 2 very similar yet opposing concepts. The Vizards are explained through the introduction of Shinji Hirako, and the concept of Arrancars is brought up through the reintroduction of Grand Fisher into the story. Shinji meets Ichigo and shows him that he too can produce a hollow mask and control its abilities, and offers Ichigo to join his group called the Vizards.
You can fuck
As this
off.
is going on, the Grand Fisher has now become an Arrancar. He is looking for Ichigo but ends up facing Isshin Kurosaki, Ichigo's father. We learn that
It's already
he too is a
linked,
Shinigami.
dude.
He defeats the Arrancar
It's asking
with
me to
one
link
swift
it.
strike. During the Grand Fisher's demise, Ichigo ends up declining Shinji's invitation adamantly. He declares that he is a Shinigami and not one of them. We learn that
Oh my
Sasuke Aizen
God.
is commanding the Arrancars.
Oh, bro,
and
this
progressing
fucking
their
game is
development
pissing
from
me
hollows to
off.
human-like
It's your
beings
account.
via the use of the Hokkyoku. These events lead us into the longest story arc of Bleach.
I'll be back.
Sasuke
It's already
Aizen prepares his
fucking
chaotic
linked,
plans,
dude.
which foreshadow an impending war, which will cause the mobilization of various parties, including the Vizards, Urahara, Isshin, Ichigo, and both his friends and enemies alike. Most importantly, the involvement from the Soul Society is certainly guaranteed. The setup is very enticing, as a strong antagonist has been established, with the promise of an impending large-scale conflict. It is no wonder Bleach's popularity was soaring during these story segments. This was just the beginning, as it would only get better through the introduction of new characters via the Espada. Shinji explains to Ichigo that his inner hollow will eventually consume him, causing him to lose everybody around him. Ichigo, realizing there is truth to Shinji's words, begins to retreat inwards. He can feel the hollow within him growing beyond his control. He can hear the hollow's voice haunting him. It is consuming him with each passing second. Without Shinji needing to say it, Ichigo knows it will consume him. He feels powerless, and his friends and family notice and express their concern for Ichigo. 2 fully developed Arrancars arrive to gather information on Ichigo. They are Espada and are called Yami and Ukiura. The Espada are the most powerful and highest ranking Arrancar within Aizen's army. Ichigo arrives just as Yami is about to kill Orihime. Transforming into his Bankai, he cuts off Yami's arm, but his inner hollow disrupts the fight, leading to Ichigo losing his edge, resulting in Urahara and Yoriichi needing to intervene to save Ichigo and his friends. Rukia returns along with other members of the Soul Society to keep watch over Karakura Town and to gain experience fighting the Arrancars. During a routine fight with a hollow, she snaps sense into the rundown Ichigo, questioning him on his failure to protect Orihime. She encourages him to defeat his inner hollow. Another Espada called Grimjow is introduced as he invades Karakura Town with his underlings without Aizen's permission. Grimjow defeats Rukia with one fatal blow, and he overpowers Ichigo without even drawing his Zanpakuto. As Ichigo counters his attack, his inner hollow awakens once again. When Grimjow is escorted back to Hueco Mundo by Kaname Tozen, Ichigo is left utterly defeated. With his inner hollow taking over more, he is left to finally consider Shinji's invitation to seek out the Vizards. The Vizards help Ichigo to control his inner hollow, but it has no intention of being controlled by Ichigo. His reason being that Ichigo has no instincts in battle. Eventually, after Ichigo speaks to an inner manifestation of Kenpachi, he is able to subdue his inner hollow. Ichigo, now controlling his hollow side, trains to lengthen the time he can remain in battle with his hollow mask on. Through training, he attains the ability to hold onto his hollow mask for 11 seconds during battle. The Soul Society finally learns of Aizen's plans. He intends to use 100,000 souls from Karakura Town as a key to enter into the realm of the Soul King. Aizen aims to become the new Soul King. Everybody is training for the encounter with Aizen, scheduled for the coming winter. The Arrancars attack the human world one more time, giving Ichigo a chance to battle Grimjow once again. But once again, he is defeated by Grimjow. While this is going on,
Did it work?
Ukiura threatens Orihime.
No,
He will kill
dude,
her
this
friends
is
if not
stupid.
leave with him to Hueco Mundo. He gives her 12 hours to say goodbye just to one person, who ends up being Ichigo. Upon learning that Orihime has been kidnapped, Ichigo, Chad, and Uryu leave for Hueco Mundo to rescue their friend.
It's
We
already
learn that
fucking...
Ichigo has gained his Shinigami abilities from his father. Zangetsu had foreshadowed this by stating that Ichigo had Shinigami abilities within him when he lost his borrowed powers from Rukia. Answering the question which was brought to our attention much earlier, Kubo has a habit of giving us subtle questions and answering them later on, making their significance all the more meaningful when we learn the answer. The Arrancar arc serves to introduce us to the fear that Ichigo has associated with his inner hollow. Ichigo outright refuses to accept he is anything like the Vizards. He tells Shinji, "I am not one of you." Ichigo with conviction confirms he is a Shinigami, despite us knowing that Ichigo isn't just a Shinigami. In the previous arc, his inner hollow interrupted his conflict with Byakuya. This was totally unplanned, and we know Ichigo
What the
has no
fuck?
control over it. When Ichigo fails
What?
to protect Orihime
Exit,
from
try
Yami
again.
and Rukia from
You wanna
Grimjaw,
see this
he
stupid shit?
realizes that he cannot
Here.
protect his loved
I'll
ones
show
if he
you.
does not learn how to control his hollow side. Orihime can feel how tainted Ichigo's Ryatsu feels when he arrives to protect her from Yami. She knows this is not Ichigo. She feels a change in him. We however know that it is the hollow taking over Ichigo, which is making his Ryatsu feel distainted. When his hollow side interferes with his battle, he tells it to go away repeatedly. He doesn't need its help, but through rejecting the hollow within, it paralyzes Ichigo, resulting in Orihime being attacked by Yami. Ichigo's fear has now caused him to suffer
this
despair
game is
through his
fucking
inability
dumb.
to protect Orihime. Despite Orihime
Yeah,
telling
you
him
could
it
fuck
wasn't his
off.
fault, Ichigo feels guilty he wasn't strong enough to protect her.
Especially
While this
you.
is going on, Kubo reintroduces Rukia into the story, emphasizing her return
That's
with 2
true,
whole
right?
pages dedicated to her. Ichigo has a hard time hiding his emotions, as it is written on his face when he is upset. Rukia and the others from the Soul Society feel Ichigo is troubled through his expressions. Rukia knows that Ichigo is conflicted. She raises these concerns with him by asking if he is terrified by being unable to protect his friends, or is it that he is afraid of defeat? She asks if Ichigo is a coward.
Your
or a
EA
quitter,
account is
but
already
then
linked
she
to
strikes
Steam.
Ichigo
Please
at the
log in
core
or
of his conflict
register
by
with
asking
a
if it is
different
that
EA
hollow
account to
inside of him
complete
that is
linking.
causing him to be disfearful.
the
Rukia
fuck?
reminds Ichigo that if he is afraid of
Oh,
loss, then he needs to gain
oh,
strength. If he
oh,
desires to protect
bro,
his
I'm dumb
loved
as
ones,
fuck.
then he must do what is
Bro.
required to protect them. She advises Ichigo to crush his inner hollow if it is
Duh,
terrified.
I'm on my
to
other
this extent.
account.
Rukia now
Oh.
coming to Ichigo's aid tells him if nobody believes in you, then puff out your chest and
Oh.
scream in defiance, because that was the Ichigo that came to rescue her from execution. She lastly makes Ichigo apologize to Orihime. He promises to not let the Arancars hurt her again. Thanks to Rukia, Ichigo has
back
returned
to
from
you.
despair. This works so well as Rukia
I've
was the
thought
cause
of
of Ichigo's resolve in the previous
going
arc. Now that he is fearful
you
and
gotta
doubting
do
himself, Rukia's words are
as
very
I always
impactful. We feel the
do.
emotional weight of this moment because
Maybe
through her
I'm
being alive and
too
talking to Ichigo, it is
is
a direct
being
result of Ichigo's
yours
resolve.
to
Rukia would not be alive to
fall
reassure
apart.
Ichigo if he didn't resolve to save her. This is the man that Ichigo really is behind this despair that he is feeling.
Bro, this shit
But
won't
just
let me
like
fucking-
real life, it doesn't take just one pep talk to snap someone out of their funk. Ichigo uses his Bankai against Grimjaw. He ends up using the Black Getsuga Tensho, which is a technique that belongs to Ichigo's hollow. He knows using it gives his inner hollow the strength to come forth. Grimjaw is forced to withdraw from the
Taking
fight
5
as
fucking
Ichigo
years to
protests
just
his abrupt
fucking
leaving,
make
as he
it
tells
ready.
Ichigo that Tozen has just saved his life. With the hollow consuming a portion of his eye, Ichigo stands defeated. Grimjaw, noticing how much of a toll the Black Getsuga Tensho was taking on Ichigo, tells him that he stands no chance against him. Ichigo once again wasn't able to protect anyone. The injuries that Rukia sustains bring back the despair that Ichigo was feeling. Once again, he feels responsible for not having the power to protect his friends and family. Throughout this whole time, Ichigo has been trying to suppress the hollow inside him. He now realizes he has to face this problem and possibly accept his hollow side, if indeed he wants to follow Rukia's advice. If Ichigo desires to protect his loved ones, then he must do what is required to protect them. Ichigo finally heads out to the Vizards. The invitation he rejected at the start of the arc, he is now forced to accept. The Vizards instantly detect that Ichigo is holding back in battle, as he is afraid of his inner hollow. Hiyori taunts Ichigo to perform Bankai, prompting Ichigo to holofy. Ichigo is still suppressing and denying his inner hollow. He can't figure out how Hiyori is wearing a mask but is able to have complete control over herself. Ichigo says he will never open up his soul to his hollow.
What the
but then it
fuck,
awakens.
bro?
It takes all of the Vizards to subdue
What?
Ichigo
Didn't
in
work?
this state. Ichigo ends up going
No,
into
look at
his
this
inner
stupid
world
shit.
and meets his inner hollow. Ichigo needs to have an internal
Oh.
battle to be able to
Oh.
hold on. This is one of the most significant character
This
defining
fucking
moments
dumbass
for Ichigo.
piece of shit
Ichigo
wasn't,
cannot see
loading in.
Zangetsu, but Hollow Ichigo states that he is Zangetsu and attacks Ichigo. On the outside, the Vizards are doing their best to subdue Ichigo's hollowified body. Hollow Ichigo continues to echo that year's Zangetsu when Ichigo questions him. He further tells Ichigo that Zangetsu and himself are one. They are his spirit energy, stating that his inner hollow became more dominant as Ichigo drew upon his power more, causing Zangetsu to become a part of his inner hollow. That's why his hollow was taking over the more that Ichigo was calling upon Zangetsu's power. Ichigo has to defeat his inner hollow to return Zangetsu to the center of his spiritual power once more. However, Ichigo is outmatched and is in pretty bad shape. Hollow Ichigo continues with his iconic speech on instinct.
Ichigo! What's the difference between a king and his horse? If their form, ability, and power are exactly the same, why is it that one becomes the king and leads them into battle, while the other becomes the horse and carries the king? So what's the characteristic that distinguishes these two beings? There's only one answer. Instinct!
And this is what Ichigo lacks. Ichigo needs a desire to kill, but he lacks that drive to utterly destroy his opponents. He is not fit to be a king. Hollow Ichigo refuses to be the submissive horse when he is stronger than the king who is figuratively leading him. If Ichigo continues the way he is, he will only be leading the two of them to be killed. A manifestation of Kenpachi explains to Ichigo that he seeks battles to gain power. He has to want to conquer and slay his opponent. Ichigo's desire to battle is in response to his desire for power, which stems from Ichigo's desire to protect. Newfound killer instinct, he subdues his inner hollow for now. This whole scene is a throwback to Ichigo's training with Urahara, when Ichigo is told when you attack, attack to kill. Urahara taught Ichigo about resolve and conviction, whereas this moment serves to teach Ichigo about purpose, the means to the end, what it will take to protect someone he loves. As a significant moment in the series, it works well because Ichigo is having to face his fear, which he was running away from. He learns about his killer instinct and thirst for battle, something which he will be relying upon if he is to face off against the likes of Ukiura or Grimjow, the opponents with no sense of reason. When he faces off against Grimjow for the second time, Ichigo is far more confident, considering he has trained for a month with the Vizards, but his hollowification exceeds the 11-second time limit and his mask breaks. Grimjow beats down Ichigo, that is until Rukia and Shinji intervene and save him. Orihime chooses to say goodbye to Ichigo before she willingly goes to Hueco Mundo. Orihime confesses her feelings for Ichigo, thanking him for presumably always being there. She heals Ichigo and leaves. She does this thinking it will save her friends from being killed. As Ichigo learns of Orihime being kidnapped, he is defiant to the orders of the Soul Society.
You found it.
Him to stand by. He is willing to go save her. In order to protect his friends, Ichigo distances himself from Keigo, Mizuhiro, and most notably Tatsuki. Tatsuki is hurt by
Let's go to our old spot.
After she
Our favorite spot.
Orihime is gone. Ichigo shows them a fake smile and reassures them that everything is fine. Ichigo tries to shoulder the burden of finding Orihime until Chad and Uryu offer to help and request for Ichigo to believe in them too. Ichigo, Uryu, and Chad arrive in Hueco Mundo, the dimension in which Hollows and Arrancar usually reside. Aizen alerts the Espada of the intruders. The group meet in Arrancar called Nell and her two brothers. Eventually, Rukia and Renji also join them and help in defeating on Hollow.
Ooh, enemy teammate?
The group are then led by Nell to Los Noches, a fortress within Hueco Mundo where Aizen and the Espada are located. The group break into Los Noches.
You already knocked an enemy over?
The 5 different
the other guy did.
is in captivity within Los Noches. She is being overseen by Ukiura, who makes her swear her loyalty to Aizen. Ichigo and company face off against the Privaron Espada. After defeating them,
what the
Chad
fuck?
is the first to be
This guy killed
taken
another
down
one?
by the Espada Noitara. Rukia elsewhere encounters the Espada
goated.
Aranyaro Aranieri, who under his mask has the face of Kain Shiba, who is Rukia's former lieutenant. Rukia struggles against Aranyaro upon learning that the Espada absorbed Kain's remains. She is overwhelmed and impaled by the Espada Zanpakuto. After remembering her training with Kain, Rukia regains her resolve and defeats Aranyaro. However, Rukia also collapses after the long battle. The news of Aranyaro's death spreads amongst the Espada, as well as the apparent death of Rukia too. Elsewhere in Los Noches, Ukiura informs Ichigo of Rukia's death. As Ichigo heads out to save Rukia, Ukiura reveals that he was the one who forced Orihime
we're going?
Yeah, I guess so.
the window. Ichigo angered
Let's go!
activates his Bankai with his hollow mask and attacks, but he is overpowered by the Espada.
Kill him!
Ukiura
Kill him!
defeats Ichigo and then advises him to leave Hueco Mundo or he risks dying. While Ukiura is away, Grimjow takes Orihime from her cell in hopes of using her as bait for a rematch with Ichigo. Grimjow brings Orihime to Ichigo, telling her to heal him so that he can match him. Refuses that Grimjow lashes out at her. Ichigo interrupts and asks her to heal them both so that they can settle their feud. They begin their battle, however However, Ichigo is outmatched by Grimmjow despite using his Bankai. He has no other choice but to use his Hollow Hand to block
Holy fuck!
towards Nell and Orihime. Ichigo realizes that his hollow appearance is making Orihime feel uncomfortable and shaken. Grimmjow enters into his released form against Ichigo, who
What the
begins
fuck
to
did he
feel
throw,
worried
bro?
about the fight. Orihime is struggling to watch the fight.
grenade.
Ichigo's hollow
That
mask
fucking
is
launched
threatening
me.
her. She is shaken. However,
Yeah, that shit
beside
launched me too.
Orihime
That
is
shit
Nell,
fucking
who
knocked
is
me.
cheering Ichigo on.
That
Nell
knocked me too.
reprimands Orihime and firmly tells Orihime if she doesn't cheer for Ichigo, then who will? Orihime encouraging Ichigo gives him the strength he needs to deliver the final blow to Grimmjow. Ichigo now plans to leave Hueco Mundo with all of his friends, but he is interrupted by Grimmjow, who is severely injured. Ichigo refuses to continue the battle and tries
Which
to reason
one?
with him. However, Grimmjow is
By the way, you can
attacked by
stop
the
streaming.
Espada Noitra, who then battles Ichigo when he tries to protect Grimmjow from him. Ichigo is overpowered,
I don't have my cousin on here.
understandably, as he is exhausted by his prior
I wish I
encounter
did.
with Grimmjow. Noitra recognizes Nell during this encounter as a former Espada.
You have
She
ghouls?
not being able to handle
Damn.
Ichigo losing to Noitra transforms back into
Yeah.
her adult form, Neliel. She reveals
Okay, give
she
him a
was
call.
the former third-ranked
Cool.
Espada. She battles Noitra
cousin?
until she reverts
Alan?
back into a child
Let's see if he
form.
wants
Ichigo
to.
and company are then saved by the captains from the Gotai 13.
Nah, don't
arriving
see.
to help them.
Do what I
Kenpachi
always
saves
do to you,
Ichigo,
tell him.
Mayuri helps
Force him.
Renji and Uryu,
Hop
while
on.
Unohana saves Chad, and
Exactly.
lastly Byakuya saves his sister Rukia. Aizen then reveals to the Hueco Mundo intruders that he used Orihime to lure
Let's see if
Ichigo and
he
company to Hueco
answers.
Mundo to weaken the power of the Gotai 13, particularly mentioning the lack of Ichigo's presence to be quite considerable. He traps them in Hueco Mundo as he heads for Karakura Town. However, the Gotai 13 anticipate him and face off against him in the fake Karakura Town, which they prepared to prevent any people from dying and to thwart Aizen's plans. Rukia facing off against Aranjero is a callback to the flashback of Rukia's time with a former lieutenant. During the Soul Society arc, we are introduced to Kain Shiba, who has a striking resemblance to Ichigo. Rukia, looking up to him and having been trained by him, respected him greatly. When a mission to capture a
Oh, I gotta
parasitic
kill that
hollow
game?
takes a devastating turn, she is left with no other choice but to kill Kain when he is taken over by the Hollow. She now faces off against an Espada who appears before her as Kain. This is a well-written callback to Rukia's past and prior flashback in the series. Rukia felt she had saved Kain when she recovered his body, but she realizes his spiritual body still resided within the Hollow which took him over. Rukia loses her will to swing her sword. She thinks back to her first day training with Kain when she questioned if she deserved to be in the Gotai 13. Unsure of why she was there, she questions the purpose of her heart. Kain tells her it is to fight and to protect. Kain explains there are two battles captains undertaken, the first being a battle to protect another's life, and the second being a battle to protect honor. Kain further
Hello?
elaborates and tells Rukia ultimately
Meat
what we
balloon.
protect comes down to one thing, which is the heart. He tells Rukia that the heart
It's
is
T to
formed
chat.
between people who grow close and care for one another.
I
He
probably
tells her
changed
that
it.
The heart that is formed between people should be left with
He
your friends
fucking
once you've
left.
died. That's why you shouldn't die alone. This way, even after you have died, your heart lives on in the people that you grew close
He
to
didn't-
and cared
he
about.
didn't like my
Rukia
voice
defeats
setting.
Aranjero when she realizes that despite his body being taken over by
He
the
was a
Espada,
racist.
Kain's heart was not consumed. Aranjero may have Kain's memories, but he does not have his heart. Kain's heart is within Rukia. Her memories and the bond that they shared is the true essence of his heart. Rukia is struggling to cling on to life as she remembers
Armor?
her friends and like
Any
Kain,
backpack?
you already have
wishes
one?
to not die alone. Still resolving
Yeah.
to save Orihime, she collapses while
Any
wishing to
backpack? I
save
need running out of
Orihime
space.
from the loneliness of captivity, which she too had to endure in the previous arc. The theme of the heart is introduced here, and we will revisit it
I already
again
went to
in
the
a
top.
unique situation. Adding to
Yeah.
themes and emphasizing them
See?
is a technique which Kubo employs masterfully in his
Salad.
writing. When Ukiura informs Ichigo about Rukia's death, Ichigo tells Ukiura he has no reason to kill him, as he hasn't hurt any of his friends. This changes when Ukiura tells him he brought Orihime to Hueco Mundo. Ichigo instantly attacks the Espada. Ukiura confirms he intended for Orihime to appear as a traitor by making it look like she willingly left for Hueco Mundo. He now asks Ichigo
Oh, there's a
if he
backpack
has
right here.
reason to fight him. Moments like this
Found one.
reinforce Ichigo's character and
Basic
purpose.
one.
What's up
By
around me?
reinforcing these
Fuck this,
themes
I'm
of
out.
reason and purpose, it maintains consistency. His
They're on
reason
you?
and purpose are backed
Yeah.
up by his actions time and time again. Ichigo does not attack Ukiura until he knows he has deliberately hurt Orihime. Ichigo's battle with Grimmjow begins when
going
Grimmjow
to the
brings
top.
Orihime to heal Ichigo, who is unconscious after his encounter with Ukiura.
Come up there.
Grimmjow confirms
Oh, fuck.
Ichigo, as he
Never mind.
always leaves the same wound in his
He attacked
victims,
me.
a hole in the center of their chest, similar to Ukiura's
Nice.
own hollow chest. Grimmjow urges Orihime
Oh, shit.
to heal Ichigo fully before Ukiura arrives. Instead of letting Ichigo die, he wants him healed so that he can kill Ichigo himself. Ichigo honors Grimmjow's request by wanting him healed two so that they can fight fairly. They both share a
let's leave.
strange rivalry. Grimjow questions Ichigo's reasons for coming to Hueco Mundo. Was it all really to save Orihime, or did he
Just
come here to
leave.
fight? Was he
I
guided to
did.
Hueco Mundo by his instinct? The age-old Shinigami versus Hollow feud manifested in their rivalry. Grimjow confirms his own reason for
I knocked
fighting,
one of them.
and that is to be the
Hope they're
victor,
happy.
the last man standing, the one who
People
gets
they fight,
to live.
they
When
fight.
Ichigo dons his Hollow Mask to protect Orihime and Nell, this terrifies Orihime.
Let's try
Ichigo
ranked, since
acknowledges her
we probably
reaction
can.
and
Oh,
reassures
wait, you're the
her,
party
but she
leader.
cannot help but to feel afraid. Grimjow also activates his released bomb, both of them taking this battle seriously and not holding back. Ichigo seems to be enjoying his battle.
World's
with
Edge.
Grimjow. They both even exchange confident
Oh, it's a new
remarks.
map. Hell yeah.
Orihime looks
Or not the new
unconflicted
map, the
as
old
Ichigo
map.
fights and protects both Orihime and Nell.
Wait,
Her
is
heart
it?
starts
I can't
beating
tell.
faster as she looks into the eyes of the Hollow Mask that Ichigo has donned. She is reminded of her brother. She feels like she does not recognize Ichigo like this. She's afraid that he may become someone or something that she no longer recognizes, and this causes her to be afraid. The white of Ichigo's eyes are now completely black. Orihime cannot see herself reflected in those hollow eyes, but it is Nell who notices Orihime's emotional
Is it?
struggle. She tells Orihime he is fighting for her. Nell informs Orihime he has not become a Shinigami or wore that mask out of choice. He is in pain while he does so, but he does it to fight. Nell reminds Orihime that he is using that power to fight for her and bleed for her. Despite the pain
Hello?
it's causing him, Ichigo is doing all of this to protect his loved ones. This is another moment in the series where an external opinion of Ichigo proves his determination and purpose as a character. Continuing with the themes of reason and purpose, we are once again reminded of Ichigo's purpose through Nell's monologue.
No, you.
Grimjow earlier questioned Ichigo if he came to save Orihime, which is the manifestation of his purpose, or
Just
did he come to
talk,
fight the
kid.
Espada, which is the manifestation of his killer instinct.
Hello?
Orihime
You're not gonna be
feels
able
a
to type
conflict in
mid-fight.
Ichigo's purpose when she sees his Hollow Mask, but she is reminded regardless of the power he is using, Ichigo has still come
Just
to
Did you hear me?
talk.
the means
Hello?
by which he is doing so.
I
does
can't.
not.
Hello?
I
This
can't
has
hear
so
you,
much
Eddie.
significance
Hello?
and
Hello?
emotional
Hello?
weight
Hello?
to the themes of this
Hello?
arc.
Mic
Ichigo
don't work.
regains the strength
Hello?
for his power
Hello?
when the
Hello?
one he has come to
Oh,
save
look,
shouts for
season
him not to die.
Hello?
Shadow
Two
tells him
map.
he doesn't have to try hard or even win.
Alright, yeah,
Orihime
whatever.
does not want him to go through any more
Where are we
pain and
landing?
hurt. Orihime acknowledges the pain that he has gone through.
Oh,
Throughout
I don't know
arc,
this map,
we
bro.
see Ichigo conflicted.
I know,
and conflict,
choose
having
a
no choice but to face what he fears
Ash
to protect his loved ones. His instinct, purpose, and internal conflict.
You're
all
lucky
make
there's
sense
voice
in this one
call-outs.
meaningful exchange by Orihime. This is what helps Ichigo to deliver the final blow to Grimjow. A lot of people are under the impression that rescuing Orihime is a repetition of the previous
Oh.
arc. Understandably,
I'm the
previous
fucking jump
arc
master. Yeah.
centered around rescuing Rukia. No doubt these are similar concepts, but their execution could not be more different. The underlying motivations and themes for each rescue are completely different. As I emphasized previously, the Soul Society arc is about reasoning with your opponent, changing their mind and ideals through your own resolve. Rukia is taken and held for execution. She is subjected to ancient laws and traditions, whereas Orihime is taken by a lawless society. A group
There
of
ain't shit
dysfunctional
here.
yet powerful individuals.
Should've
who
Excuse
cannot
me?
be
Should've came
reasoned
to the
with.
house.
The Espada desire to know purpose, to identify their ideals, whereas in the Soul Society, ideals and purpose are well defined. The conflict Ichigo faces to rescue Orihime is the opposite of the struggle to save Rukia. Rescuing Rukia was the underlying purpose of the previous arc. However, saving Orihime is necessary to save the world here. The odds are completely different. Ichigo's character is also impacted differently. His goals to rescue or protect Orihime and Rukia are the same, but his motivations are different. In Hueco Mundo, instead of fighting through resolve, he is fighting with instinct. The world that he has come to cannot be reasoned with. His killer intent is manifested through his Hollow Mask. This method terrifies Orihime. The one being rescued feels fear upon seeing her rescuer. It is a stark contrast to the relief that Rukia felt when she saw Ichigo arrive to rescue her from her execution. It is like two inverted mirrors, the Soul Society arc and the Aranka arc. They may have similar plot structures, but they differ thematically. Their differences are significant and justify the direction of the story in each arc. Orihime's character is given a lot of depth during Ichigo's final battle with Grimjow. Her mask of happiness is removed, and we see her insecurities
armor.
and her feelings. Through her fear, she questions the identity of Ichigo, the person that she just
Right there.
confessed her love for. Ichigo can feel Orihime's apprehension and fear, and this stunts his power. He remains in pain until Orihime understands how much he has gone through to have the power to protect his loved ones. Ichigo's purpose and reason to fight is affirmed by Orihime, as opposed to Rukia, who is reassured to continue living in the previous arc. The next major battle in the series is Ichigo finally facing off against Ukiura. Ichigo begins by wearing his Hollow Mask and gaining the upper hand against Ukiura. Uryu is asked by Ichigo to protect Orihime while he fights. As their battle continues, Ukiura releases his Zanpakuto, which makes Ichigo realize just how powerful he truly is. Ukiura tries to bring despair upon Ichigo, questioning why he won't give up, but Ichigo replies by saying that nothing will stop him from fighting. Ukiura challenges this statement by activating his released form. He fires a Sero through Ichigo's chest, leaving a hole through his body where he was hit. It appears that he has been killed. Uryu takes over the battle as Orihime begs for Ichigo to help Uryu. Ichigo, hearing her cries, transforms into the Vasto Lorde, a new hollow form. He loses control and defeats Ukiura, but in the process he seriously injures Uryu. When Ichigo returns to his normal form, he looks at the destruction to the surroundings and the damage inflicted upon Ukiura and Uryu. As Ukiura demands to continue fighting, Ichigo asks him to cut off his limbs so that they can settle the score evenly. As Ukiura is about to grant Ichigo's request, his remaining wing dissolves into ashes as he asks Ichigo to kill him, but Ichigo refuses to, honoring Ukiura in his final moments. Ukiura is a very interesting character. He cares very little about the well-being of others. He even considers them to be easily disposable. The interesting theme which surrounds Ukiura's character is that of the heart. Previously written into the arc through Rukia's flashback of Kaien, the themes of the heart are explored more through Ukiura's character.
I don't see no footsteps or anything.
He does not believe in the existence of emotions, which he describes as the heart. If it cannot be seen with his own eyes, then it does not exist to Ukiura. He embodies emptiness and a lack of emotion or desire. There is nothing but existential despair within this nihilistic character. When he questions the existence of the heart, or Ichigo's persistence in the face of despair, we see just how little Ukiura relates to these concepts. Saving Orihime from the loneliness of captivity is the driving motivation for Ichigo and company. Ironically, Ukiura, who has been tasked to watch over Orihime, enjoyed loneliness throughout his life as a hollow. He was somewhat saved from a lonely existence by Aizen. As he holds Orihime captive, he makes her endure the very emotion which formed his own character. Ukiura doesn't understand the concept of the heart. When he asks Orihime if she feels afraid, Orihime says that she does not. She knows her friends will help her because her heart is with them. Orihime felt fear for the well-being of her friends while they tried to save her. She understands that her friends must be feeling the same way about her too. If the tables were turned and her friends were held captive, she would risk everything to save them. She describes the sensation of feeling the exact same way as someone else, how two hearts beat as one. When people leave a piece of their heart with others, just as Kaien's heart is with Rukia, or how Orihime's heart is with her friends. Ukiura tries to relate this metaphysical feeling to raw reality. By asking Orihime if he rips her chest apart, will he find the heart? Or if he cracks open her skull, will he find it? Ukiura, having felt nothing but loneliness, has never left a piece of his own heart with someone. His incapability to understand the heart arises from his own loneliness. Ukiura's loneliness stems from his acceptance of fate and despair. He is confused by Ichigo, who doesn't accept their differences in power, thus refusing to accept fate. Ukiura knows that fate
This whole time I had it playing. Oh well.
You got a what?
I had YouTube playing in the background and I think I could hear it through my headset this whole time.
Oh yes. Over, do you need a backpack?
No, I found one.
I'm making a purple one. Yeah. Never mind. There's a blue one here if you want it. Damn, that should give you a purple shield.
Yes, sir. I wish PUBG was like cross-platform. It is, but only for consoles.
Replicator on its way down.
Where are you going?
I'm just scouting.
I don't see no footsteps anywhere around us, bro. What the fuck is that shit in the sky?
It's a laser. It's being harvested. I don't know, man. Future shit. Future.
Yeah, no one has been here, dude.
Damn. There's nada. Wait, oh fuck, I wanted that. Something. Shit. I hear gunshots.
Enemy over there.
Well, not that close. Not that close, but I heard it that way.
That place has seen action.
Are you getting shot at, Eddie?
Negative. I'm pushing where you put, though. Where the fuck is our teammate?
It's going like he's trying to go around through the high ground. Hey, blue helmet.
Oh, footsteps?
Copy that.
30 seconds ago?
That was a bit ago.
Yeah, they're all over here. Nothing here. Oh, we're leaving the fucking circle, bro.
It's alright.
Keep going, darlings. We're already inside the next ring.
It's gonna take a couple seconds for it to get here either way.
Identify yourself. Here's a pick-me-up.
There's a zip line here. We gotta. There's a zip line here. We gotta keep an eye on it.
Looks like a care package is coming in. Big things in that.
Gunfire to our right?
Yeah.
Target over there.
Shall we head this way?
Oh, I see them.
You fucking started shooting?
No, that wasn't me, bro.
Oh, him, I know. I'm actually hitting them.
Oh, yeah, I hit one for 11.
One of them has no shields.
Spotted him here looking.
Okay.
Damn, over, you pushing?
What the fuck is going on, actually?
Here's a pick-me-up.
Target spotted.
Here's a wee numpty.
Come on!
For the replicator, come on.
Putting shield on. I'm out of the fight right now.
Throwing thermite grenades. Throwing oxstar. Throw down.
Nice.
Killed.
I think we can pick me up.
1 minute. Rings nearby.
Oh, you see him. Don't go inside, don't go inside. Oh, back up, back up.
Need a wee rejuvenation.
I got you. Shields up.
I got one down.
Fast without sugar.
I'm putting armor on again. I'm out of the fight.
Eye sharp. The ring's near.
Reloaded.
Yes, sir.
Very good. We finish off the whole squad.
Oh, only 2?
I guess.
Rings
Pick
around
up,
the
pick up
corner.
everything you need. I need a shit ton of ammo.
I need light ammo.
Oh, someone.
Come, come.
Eddie, use your thing. Watch out, scan.
He's by himself.
What?
What the fuck? How am I getting hit? By what?
A sniper on top of the mountain over there.
Fuck.
Deploying health drone.
Fuck, dude. That was my fault because we were inside the fucking ring. God damn it. We're sorry.
This ain't no place for you unless you try a bit harder.
Where's our teammate?
Still alive.
Oh.
Oh.
Feels bad, bro.
That was pretty good though for that match. But we didn't do shit for the beginning.
4 kills. We got 4 kills as a team.
Yes, sir. That's alright. Party invitation. He's inviting us. If only he would talk.
How do we invite him? I don't even know how to talk. God damn, bro. I got a .66 KD.
He's still inviting me.
Okay, let's join him.
Okay. He was alright.
Yeah.
Hola.
Can't party up. All teammates must reach level 10. I can't ready up.
You dweeb.
I can't ready up, bro.
Leave the party then and come back.
Invite me?
Hey. I don't know what to do. Wait, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get some pasta.
It's only over when it's over.
Dears. And then, of course, utter mayhem.
Uh-oh. Hey, Alvaro.
Eh.
I'm not on full screen.
I know, I can see.
Oh.
There you go. That video.
This is
There you go. How do I type? Oh, ask him if he has Discord.
He says he doesn't have a mic.
Oh, feels bad.
Reckon we ought to Whoops a daisy.
Let's land here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know where that's at again. Oh, is it gonna be in that fucking cave again?
Yeah.
I mean, that cave was pretty stacked, huh?
At some points.
I say we land here.
Battle lies below.
Alvaro, I have a task for you.
Hmm.
Because my family's unreliable. If I buy vape juice and I send it to your house, will you send it to me?
If I know how, if I find out how, yeah. You can't order it directly to yourself?
I think you need a signature since it's like above age.
Oh.
First blood. Good thing it's not. He got some extra supplies.
This guy is fucking terrible at looting, bro.
Be aware of the new kill leader.
Heavy ammo here.
Attention. The kill.
Let's go this way.
Okay.
Could be some loot here. I'll let you know.
Bro, they gave me a fucking inhaler, man. I have asthma now, apparently.
Uh-oh.
The rings are neighbor pals, and we've got about evil shield here. Level 2.
Oh, let me go get that real quick. How far is that? 150 meters.
Appointed. I need it. Be aware of the new kill leader. Rings closing in 45 and we're right next door. You're dead brilliant, that is. I shot. The rings are 99 here. Wingman here. Wingman here. Flatline here.
Oh fuck! I want that R99.
Range close and we're cutting it. Well, close.
Where the fuck did it go? Oh fuck that! Let me get the Valk line.
A flat line?
Not to be pernicky. Looking for a hop up. Double tap trigger.
Oh, that one's pretty good.
Which one?
The R34.
Or the R301?
This one, look. That one. Take that one.
R301?
Yeah.
But I have a sniper.
Okay.
Nah, I'll take it. Never mind. Wow, Alvaro, what is this skin?
I know.
Cool.
Care package Dropping from low orbit.
Extended heavy mag here. Level 1.
Who shot?
Me. But
Oh.
I did it for the bot, but fucking shot at blue.
I don't see no footsteps around here. I'm not gonna really use my... Oh, does that actually give you anything?
Yeah, that gives you shit, but I shot it at blue. Should have shot it at gold.
Contact.
Enemies?
Yeah.
Enemy down. Getting shot at.
Oh, he's up there.
Shields up.
I'm dead.
Setting shields.
I'm dead again.
Recharging my shields.
Oh, we're getting third partied. Watch your right, bro.
Enemy taken out.
I did, Tommy. It's like fuck the wall.
They're chasing your ass.
Are they not? I missed.
Damn. Ran out of fucking ammo, bro. Feels bad.
I know.
You would have had him too.
Mm-hmm.
My worst game yet. You know what? We shouldn't have joined this guy, bro.
No, leave.
Nah,
Wow.
fuck it.
Oops.
Okay, never mind. I'll invite you.
He's alright, but I just wish someone talked.
You just kept taking my character. Oh, hold on. I got an Apex pack. Let's see what I get. Oh, my game froze.
I'm gonna go get some juice.
say, watch your side and never quit.
Science didn't sleep, and neither do we. Right, Newt?
Haha.
Grapple locked and loaded.
Oh, hell yeah, bro. I'm better than this guy.
Reckon we ought to land over there, darlings.
No?
Where?
Oh,
I see.
what about... Oh, never mind.
It's wherever he says.
He hasn't put play anywhere. Excuse me, where the fuck are we going?
Hello?
What?
Round 1. Beginning countdown.
This man found a purple shield?
Attention.
I am taking fire, friends. First blood and
You getting shut up, bro?
Enemy down.
Oh, he's doing the finisher on him.
Reload.
enemy spotted. Using grapple.
At least this guy's pushing.
What we sounds would call a body.
There's people over there, though.
Might be something good this way.
Firing.
Over there looking at you guys?
That's not by now. There's people over here too. Fuck. Okay, stay
There's
where
enemy
you
over.
are. Stay where you are.
Okay. Hey, these guys are gonna fight over here.
Okay.
He's still alive. Let's go with him. Put your jumpy thingy.
Ring closes. I am taking fire.
Alright,
Not,
right here,
not
right here.
yet, not yet. After the bridge. Yeah.
I have been down.
Now he's dead.
You know now, just
Oh yeah, 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 over here, behind them, behind them. We're gonna be right behind them.
Just up ahead.
Where the fuck is his banner?
The ring's near.
Oh, he's right there.
Behind us, behind us, behind us, behind us.
Oh my god.
Jesus fuck, dude. Was it still a good idea to help him out, bro?
Look, he was doing fine. 448 damage, but no kills. I'm stuck.
That was terrible, man.
Hello? I'm stuck on a screen. I'm about to crash. Wanna play COD?
Damn, bro. Like that already?
If you want.
Alright, yeah, let's do it. I'm looking at the like reviews because I want to get some more of my Nick. I'm all out.
With more Nick.
Bro, stop making that fucking sound, you weirdo.
It's pasta. I have Warzone downloaded.
I don't. Alright, man, join me. Unfortunately, I can't stream this one because I get major delay. Excuse me, bro. Oh my fucking god, this game is so broken, dude.
What happened?
We got sent back to the main menu. Oh.
Yeah, hello. What happened to the bros? Where are they?
Oh no, man. I'll probably play just a few games, man. I want to go to sleep early. Do a whole lot of nothing tomorrow, you know?
Yes.
Destroy the objective.
Oh yeah, you got called off work, huh? Now.
Yeah.
Oh god, Annie Hardscope, what a fucking whole kill cam. The whole kill cam. The diamond.
Fuck me. I got stuck.
Down, eyes up. Get ready to redeploy.
You get teammates?
Switching sides.
Ooh, the second one would have hit.
Did I get fucking kicked, dude? I did. Oh, this game is amazing. Don't you just love this game, bro?
$60.
We got them, but they didn't spawn in. And I just got a hard scope
We
like
got
a
Brazzers.
My guy with diamond.
I'm reconnecting.
Oh, yeah,
Dude, that guy's diamond and he's probably just 10-second hard scope me.
Search and
Yeah,
destroy.
that's how you did me last round.
Oh, fuck, bro.
Ooh, I suck.
Bomb planted. Hold your positions. Chin down, eyes up. Get ready to redeploy. Switching sides.
I'm just coasting. 805 Linda goes. Oh my fucking god. Connection interrupted.
Yeah.
Bro.
We got the bomb.
Ah, this game is amazing.
Dude, I ran away from that. That was fucking stupid.
Bomb dropped.
Don't go for the bomb. He plays the little fart shit. Do you see like the stuttering with the guns and running and shit?
Kinda.
Enemies down to 1. Make it 0.
What the fuck is going on, bro?
Bomb acquired. Switching sides. Guard the objective. Enemy spy plane inbound. Established overhead.
Oh, there's 3 of them in the bottom.
Enemy RCXD detected.
Nice. Naughty with the drop shot. Damn. God damn, how much ammo does this shit have? What the fuck?
Enemies down to 1. Make it 0.
Couldn't get through the hole.
That's what she said.
Oh.
Don't get cocky. We need to repeat that performance. Wipe out the objective. We got the bomb.
We got the bomb.
Charges dropped.
You fucking suck it, bitch.
Good job, CIA. Keep that up and we get to go home. Switching rally points.
Alvaro, come with me to the bottom left.
Hold the objectives.
Nice. We'll send, fuck it. How the hell? Careful. I saw him over there. Oh, behind us.
Enemies down to 1. Make it 0.
Nice.
Don't get cocky. We need to repeat that performance. Switching sides.
Ooh, you were the last one too.
I wasn't.
Neutralize the objectives. Charges acquired. We lost the bomb.
Ah, the timing. The timing is impeccable. Oh, browser's connected again.
He came back.
We got the bomb.
Up in Gaza West.
Charges dropped.
What the fuck, dude?
Top off your ammo. We're going back in. Enemies down to 1. Switching sides. Defend the objective.
Damn, Alvaro, take my kills, dog. Oh, he's up there, like a giant fucking turd. Sheesh. What the fuck? This man good?
What the heck?
Oh my fucking god.
MTC is running down. Bring us home. The bomb has been planted. Hold your positions.
Ooh.
Bomb offline. Switching sides. Points. Eradicate all objectives. Charges acquired. Lost the bomb.
Ooh. Oh.
Top off your ammo. We're going back in. Ready to redeploy. Switching rally points. Guard the objective. Enemy RCXD detected. In your AO. Multiple RCXDs operating.
Oh my fucking god. Yeah, I'm gonna call it, man.
No problem, man.
We gotta find new games, bro. This just got boring quick.
Yeah.
Better we live to fight another day.
Alright, bro.
For sure, man. Peace.
Deuces.